We got our autistic guest takeout here trying to get this done here, you know. No, keep going. Let's have at it. Do you feel like you can really do it?
Video podcast.
He's committed at this point.
I don't know. Can I really do it or not?
Oh,
can I really do it or not?
Yeah.
I don't know, Manny.
After 3 hours of editing, I finally figured it out. So, you know.
Gotta peel all the stickers off.
A few moments later.
I don't know. I don't want to fucking look at your Rubik's Cube over here. You're fucking... The fact that you actually did that. Can you fucking get that out? Give me that Rubik's Cube. God damn it.
You're so...
Get shit the fuck out of here.
Oh.
I want this shit here, God damn it.
You didn't have to abuse
Well,
it.
we just turned into a transformer. Gonna beat Manny's ass.
What'd you say about trans? All right, welcome back to another episode of...
You can't say that.
All right, look at this guy. He's just all
He's
in now.
on it.
Fuck, I know. One little quick rehearsal. This is not indicative of who he really is. He had a warm-up round, and, you know, you put on a facade already. Guys, this is...
You try to ambush me.
Yeah, I know. This whole thing was a lot. Guys, we have a very special guest today. The one and only Mr. Takeout.
Takeout.
That's right. All you motherfuckers ordering in, eating DiGiorno still, all that bullshit, you know? You need some fucking takeout in your life. And we have him right here. The very funny Mr. Takeout, local stand-up comic. Not local. He was just in Austin at the Mothership, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I got on an open mic there. I don't want to brag.
He's very modest.
I'm good friends with Joe Rogan now, guys. Yeah. He actually bought me this T-shirt.
Yeah.
Says,
Look at you connected.
I know. It's
She
so
is for
funny.
chainsaw.
I asked him, I was like, did you get that from Hot Topic? And he was like, no, Joe Rogan bought that for me. There was a part of me that kind of wanted, I believed him a little bit. I'm like,
Not a lot of
really?
people know this. When you're good friends with Joe Rogan, you know, you find out he's into chainsaws. So took me chainsaw shopping.
Yeah. Mostly from Texas, though. You know, I think he has a few Nashville ones, but, you know.
I think I probably saw you around like 5 times, and then I finally asked you, like, take out your real name.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, a little Japanese fella.
Thank God she didn't ask that the first time she saw you. That really...
I was like... Is it? I really had to ponder it before I came up and asked.
Oh, I get it a lot. It's usually the hosts think I'm going to be a black guy the first time. I'm starting to get Asian more. Yeah. The funny people go to the Asian thing. They go, you really should be Chinese with that name. You're funny.
Well, you just smoke a lot of pot, so I thought...
Yeah.
If you're Chinese, that means he gets there in 10 minutes every time.
Yeah.
10
My
minutes,
eyes are
10 minutes.
chinky. Yeah. It's a smoking term.
Yeah. Just cancel him, not the show as a whole, please.
You can't say that. You guys need a podcast drop every time I say something offensive.
Yeah,
we should have a tally.
Yeah, you should.
Because there's you call me racist a lot. I think we should have a racist
tally. You're definitely racist. She's racist. See, she brought up Asian again. Were we talking about race at all?
No, we haven't touched on the Asians.
Oh, yeah.
So we're fine. It's a new category.
That's true. No. I made a couple of Asian jokes, you know. I was about to say something about, I can't see the color yellow without immediately thinking.
So you thought you were wearing a white shirt?
No, I was about to say something. I'm like, get off the Asian yellow show. Don't say it. You know what I mean? But I'd be lying if it didn't briefly, if I said it didn't briefly cross my mind. But it did. You know?
Okay. So you are a stand-up comic.
I am.
What is the time, like your favorite time that you bombed, or the worst time that you bombed?
Your favorite time.
I have a favorite time.
Oh, man. I like to do experimental shit. So, like, especially when I get bored. We were just talking. Sometimes I get bored sitting around at shows. So
and
I'll just be sitting there, and if there's like 8 or 10 people at a mic or something, I'm like, I'm gonna just have some fun. So, my favorite thing to do recently, I've been doing 2 things. One, I've been doing this stupid cowboy thing since I came back from Texas. It's really dumb, but it's fun for me.
It was hilarious. It was on Instagram. I cackled.
It's just dumb, yeah. So basically do impressions as cowboys and write redneck type jokes. And that's been fun. Audience doesn't love it, but it's fun for me. Yeah. But the funnest for me is doing black voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And what I mean is, like, there's a generic act that I think most, young black rising comedians do, where if the audience is only white, they call it out appropriately. So, you know what I mean? You got to call out, it makes sense comedically to do it. I just think it's funny to do when there are no black people there and I'm the only white guy on stage to a room full of white people. Just go, God damn, there's a lot of fucking white people in here. And it just,
makes everybody uncomfortable
immediately. It instantly makes everyone uncomfortable but I'm making fun of the audience being white. You know what I mean? Like, they're not any racist jokes, obviously, but yeah, sometimes I do that to everyone's dismay, but it's really fun.
Do you wait only for all white crowds?
That's the only time I pull it out. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes, like if there's a stand-up around who's a black dude who I'm cool with, I'll be like, hey, you want to see me do it tonight? And they're getting to the point where they really like it because they'll just stand in the room and start co-signing shit. You know what I mean? Like I'll just say something like, "That's fucking right," and then once that happens, then the white people are like,
say,
"Okay,
hey, we can laugh at this.
Yeah,
it's okay.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
we can laugh at this.
yeah, he's a genius once I get the cosign. Before that, it's like, this guy's racist.
You know?
Yeah.
Look, he's laughing.
So
You have been doing that.
are a dark comic as well.
When I do that act, for sure.
At least he sounds like a dark comic. I don't know. You know?
Do you get a lot like people in the crowd that go, "Can I laugh?" or "Should I laugh?"
Yeah, but I've found that I now enjoy that. So once they get like when ladies are offended or I get jaw drops or whatever, like I just smile, and then that I think lets them know, oh, it's okay that they're not laughing, like as long as they're kind of reacting in some way. It's cool with me. But yeah, with my material I go very, very dark very fast, and just
so I see I'm seeing a lot of parallels here. First you say you were calling me, you like to experiment. You go dark, you go very fast. So there's a lot of parallels between your sex life, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you go very dark, you go very fast, and you like to experiment. Right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Do you do that? Have you ever done that black voice while you were having sex?
No, I do it. So I've done it like with girls that like I'm seeing or whatever, and like I'll just fuck with them on the phone. You know what I mean? And it never like they obviously know it's me, but
is that about when they break up with you or?
yeah, baby, come back, please.
I stop it if you come back, baby. I promise.
Yeah.
You know? Can I hear a little bit of your redneck voice? I want to dance monkey.
All right, So I'll tell a stupid joke I wrote in this redneck voice. So, did you guys know that in Texas, it is illegal to have sex with a rodeo clown during a rodeo? I actually witnessed this law being broke. But I tell you, I don't think that bull gave a shit about the law. Just fuck that poor clown to death in front of the whole rodeo. So it's just, that's the silly shit. I'm not a great impressionist. I wish I was. Like, doesn't it seem like a cheat code in comedy where, like, if I could just do a really convincing fucking Trump or something, I feel like I could do
there's certain
an
things,
hour.
That's funny you say that. There's certain things that you think that are kind of like a cheat code you can get away with. Like if you can do good impressions, you just got to go up there and do good. Like the material doesn't really matter as much. As long as you find an excuse. The funnier the excuse is that you can present for you to bring up that voice, I guess the better. But it's really just a voice people want to hear. It's
exactly.
Like,
and if it is convincing, people will go like, oh, it's a skill, and they'll kind of go along with it if you're just good at it. Even if it's not comedy per se.
Unless you do shitty impersonations, then you probably.
Which is what I usually do.
Yeah. But then that's like you think there's other stuff like there's other cheat codes like I was thinking props, but then I'm thinking of Carrot Top's career. I'm like I don't know if you count that as a cheat code. You know what I mean? Looked like it was decided it worked against him decidedly.
I think it worked for him. It hasn't worked for many others.
No. You have Gallagher, right? Remember? And him, and those were like the only two.
Did you know that his fucking like brother?
I don't know anything about Gallagher, especially.
Dude, so I heard this story about Gallagher. Apparently, he got really successful smashing watermelons, and then at some point, he had like a existential crisis where he was like, "I don't want to just smash watermelons."
It should have been cantaloupes. I knew it.
My life becoming? I'm just fucking smashing water. So at some point, he stopped doing it, but he was so successful that his younger brother was like, my last name's Gallagher too. Let me fucking mantle. So he sold his brother the act, and then his brother went on tour under the name Gallagher 2, with a 2 after his name, doing the same exact thing, smashing watermelons, telling one-liners, whatever.
Was it his older brother? Because that would be more like a prequel.
I think it was his younger brother, but then I guess Gallagher, from what I understand, then decided to come back, maybe due to monetary reasons, and at some point, they were just dueling Gallaghers out there touring.
Gallagher 1 versus Gallagher 2, August 12th on pay-per-view.
I'm surprised he's upset about that, or you just stopped cold turkey. I would work my way out of the vegetables.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you said he had a crisis. It was like, did he realize he should have been like smashing another fruit or vegetable the whole time?
Yeah.
Maybe he should have been going with celery, and he just smashed a celery one day by accident. And he was like, No, fuck.
Yeah, he really he missed out on the whole kale trend. What if Gallagher would have figured out kale one night? You just fucking smash it. Like, every day that's a good salad.
That's funny. I can see him hitting that point where like, what the fuck am I doing, man? I'm over here hitting watermelons, but the fact that you could capitalize off of that, I mean, kudos to you, you know? And there must have been more to it than just that. I mean, I've never seen his act. I've seen one thing that he did with like wording. So he had like a 3-letter word and he was saying, how come, I can't remember it, but he was saying like, how come this word spells this, but then this word spells that? And he'll just be like one, and you're just changing the whole vowel. It was a pretty interesting little, it was a pretty little clever bit. But it was him with all his watermelons. I was like, oh wow, look at that. You know what I mean?
But he's a Florida guy.
Is he a Florida guy?
I think so. I think, at least from what I understand, I think a lot of Florida guys end up being like these fucking weirdos. Like, and I mean it respectfully.
No way, Florida man.
What?
Well, like Larry the Cable Guy thinks a Florida guy.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
And Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, but it's like these kind of fringe guys. But I guess Larry the Cable Guy wasn't a redneck at some point. This is probably public knowledge. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Oh man, he's fucking outing. He said he's fucking outing fucking. He's not really a cable guy, man. I hate to break it to you guys. It's fucking ruining people's Christmas here.
But since we're on the topic of bits, what's your favorite bit to do?
Oh my god! All right, well we're the real answer definitely cannot be said. Well,
he does that whenever
you can say it. I'll just edit it out.
Whenever he has to poop. He
all right, yeah,
noise.
edit. You'll know the word to edit out. So I recently wrote a joke. It's so dumb, but the whole premise is that my great grandfather was the world's first porn star. Ooh. He was a very fat man, and he starred in a gay porn movie in the 50s called The World's Fattest.
Oh wow!
And he was just internationally acclaimed. And I'm not going to go into the whole bit, but it's so absurd, and I just love the phrase "world's fattest." So much. So you'll know when you beep the word fat.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely you're gonna get the fat out. That'll be hilarious.
We'll see what we edit. I was just like venturing into crazy world.
What's your is that like your everyday bit, or do you have something that you consistently do?
No, I mean, I got like what I consider A material. I call them bangers. You know what I mean? So I got a 15-minute set of bangers that I'm like, anytime, and I mean, if there's a real crowd, it's a real show, I'll do the real material. You know what I mean? But that stuff's not super fun anymore after you've told it, 50, 80 times. So it's kind of like, all right, now I'm... I like playing in the new stuff and kind of finding new laughs. I'm talking about flavored condoms recently and fucking...
Oh, that one is so funny.
Girls with colostomy bags and shit. Yeah. I'm just trying to play in the weird shit. So that's really
literally playing in the weird shit. I guess with the colostomy bag.
Right? I have a tag like that. Yeah, similar-ish. But I mean, it's I think that's what's fun about it to me. You know what I mean? We can't control success, right? Like that's the reality. Is like we all know very funny people who've been doing it a long time who aren't successful, and that it's weird in that way, but it's just the reality of how it goes. So
you just have to fuck the right people.
You gotta enjoy it.
Yeah,
I know, but
I guess I've been fucking the wrong people because I've got a couple restraining orders out of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, but that is interesting. So when you find that, like when you go do an older bit, right, that you kind of are trying not to do repetitively, but when you do it in a new crowd in a big show, how does that feel when you hit them with that?
It's bad. It started to give me like a fucking complex of like, I'm a professional. You know what I mean? Like it started to make me cocky, honestly, that just knowing that I got like the good shit that'll always work. But I mean, you need it obviously, like if you're gonna do it and be a professional.
Yeah,
but
it's like and you took time to do it. I mean, those 15 minutes. It's just nights and nights of you going to open mics and it not working well, and you figuring out what to cut out and what to keep in, and kind of tighten it out.
But when you do a bit that works, like, let's say like 90% of the time, and they don't laugh. What I do is I go, no, that one usually works. Like it's you.
Yeah, I mean, they say you shouldn't ever blame the crowd, but we've all been there where sometimes the crowd's tired or they're not paying attention, whatever. So it's kind of like if I know the joke always
you mean
works,
as a rule of thumb they say that, or you mean like when you're on stage you don't say that?
I would say, but like I'm kind of annoyed when comics talk shit about the crowd. Like it's one, like if they don't laugh, that's fine. Like, but I would just always make it about me. You know what I mean? Like I try not to go like, well, you guys suck. Like there's some comics that we know. And
the truth is in the middle sometimes. A lot of times,
likely, exactly.
Obviously, the crowd has a lot to do with it, But I mean, to leave any situation and not look at what you could have done better is like, you know what I mean?
Like as long as you don't beat a dead horse, that's what I view about it. Because I don't keep going in. I just comment something and then you move on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm telling a school shooting joke and they don't want to I can't be like, fuck you, it's so clever, it shouldn't matter that it's a school. Like, sometimes you just touch a rail that they don't want to laugh at or whatever, and it's like,
it's crazy. It's tricky to do it when you do it on stage, though. Like, when you call out the, because sometimes it can come, like, if it's really not funny, and I've seen that, like, it's just, okay, it's not funny, it's not the crowd, bro. It's just, and then they just kind of push against the crowd, and you're like, okay, now you just sound like all your mental health is fucking leaking out and shit, right on stage and shit, and like, fucking, I'm like, but then when you see, but there's a clever way to do it, and then there's also, like, Bill Burr does it in a very defensive way, and he's kind of like, well, fuck you type shit, but he does it, he kind of mastered it in a way where it's just kind of
well,
like,
he starts roasting.
He starts roasting.
If you can roast, then you can get away with it. You know, if you want to start roasting the city or roasting people, then you can get away with it. But if you're just kind of like, fuck you, I'm really good, you should be laughing right now. It's like, they'll decide if it's funny or not. I don't know. It's weird,
I forgot who it was, but at one open mic, they literally just, like, the entire time shit on the crowd because they kept talking. And they're like, you need to shut the fuck up and this, that, and another. And I was like, okay. Like,
it's fun.
Okay. And then it kept going for the next 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I was like,
it's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, I had a kind of a hellish story when I was out in Texas. I did this fucking like brewery gig, and it was like 100 people. There, like 50 were paying attention, 50 weren't. But there was a big group of like 30 in the back that was the clear problem. Like they were just there to drink and have a good time. And whatever, they might have known, it's hard to blame anyone. But after like the second comic went up and we're all doing 10, 15-minute sets, it's like, they're not paying. They're ruining it for everyone. And this is a brewery, so the acoustics aren't great. So it's just drowning everything out. So I told the booker, I was like, I would just roast these people. Like, if I had, like, do you care if I do that? And he's like, I'm never coming back to this bitch. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So I was like, all right. So I got on stage, and the first thing I was like, hey, you fat, dumb motherfucker in the back, shut the fuck. Like, and just, like, instantly got right into it. But the crowd went with me because they were like, yeah, these people have been rude all night. You know what I'm saying? And
on your side with it.
So I'm hammering this dude for a few minutes, and I like roasting. That's my shit.
I was going to talk about that,
So I'm, going there, and then at one point this guy is upset, and he goes, I got a gun, motherfucker. And I went, oh, shit. I'm just going to talk to the front row for a couple minutes here and shut the fuck up. Like, I instantly, I was like, I don't know anyone in Texas. I definitely don't got a fucking gun on me. Like, I'm just up here. I was telling him shit like his wife wanted to have sex with another comic and shit. Like, just.
Going ham.
Just wild, like. Stuff that would have got me shot for sure.
Once you step off that stage, you're just back in reality, and you're like a defenseless white man.
Yeah, it was instantly. And I had to to get paid. I had to go to the back, kind of like near where he was. His shit was sitting. So I had to pass him. Yeah.
He was like, "Would you mind dropping my money in an envelope from the top window, please?"
I'll just split it up amongst the other comics.
I don't want anything. I'm just gonna leave out the back. Excuse me. That's funny. No, you are a good roaster. I was gonna bring that up because I enjoy roasting too. That's kind of like how I do it. Like when I host, I roast a lot too, which I talked about with David too, because I'm like, I don't know if some comics like it, some comics don't, like, get really like egotistical.
He did great at the last roast, David.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he killed it.
Yeah,
he was at the roast.
Yeah, he did great.
Did he? Did he win his little battle?
He did.
He did. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Who did he roast? Oh, fuck it. He's so roasted. That motherfucker's so roasted. He's off the earth. He's been decanonized. I
don't think I know the guy he roasted.
Yeah, he's not canon anymore. Let's not talk about him.
He lost. Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
He wasn't even at the roast. They're just trying to give him credit. No, I haven't been to the gimmicks one, man. I'm thinking about possibly going through one. I'm also thinking about starting one, maybe here, like on Fridays, like doing one from Stand Up for News. Trying to keep it local. The one difference I said was that I don't want it to be pre-planned. I kind of just want people to go up and kind of just play with it, so,
There's a cool little show out in Austin called Banana Phone, and I'd never seen a show like this. Maybe a known thing, but basically comics go up and they get a minute or two of material, and then like a bell rings, and then it's just a free-for-all roast, so the audience gets to roast the comics on stage. And then the comics get to roast back like random audience members. But it just turns into chaos for 5 or 6 minutes. And then everyone kind of runs out of roasts. And they're like, all right, next guy come up. And then he does a couple minutes of stand-up.
Ran out of clever ways of calling this guy fat. Is there anybody else?
Exactly. But it was a very fun little
concept for a show. Did you participate as a comic or as a...
No. I got there too late for sign-up. So I would have, though.
But you were still roasting as an audience member, right?
Oh, yeah. I was yelling shit out for sure. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've won the one at the gimmick a few times, right? Or
I have, yeah.
I've seen some of your roasts. Your roasts are pretty good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm so it's weird. Like I'm undefeated in roast, but the gimmick does this like final round audience vote type thing. So I haven't won all of those, but I still say I'm undefeated. No one's,
Final-
no
oh, so
one's,
you
no
won-
one's got
Nobody
this
knows.
smoke.
So you
yet.
won
Yeah.
anytime you've been up ahead with somebody.
Yeah,
directly,
1 to
you
1.
won.
Yeah, exactly.
But then
yeah.
just
But
like the
the-
overall voting accounts, rigged, Russia colluded shit.
Exactly.
It's
The
like,
Yeah.
person who
fuck?
won last time shouldn't have won, and I have a feeling I know why they won, because the person went too much into like, oh, you're fat, like it was
Oh,
a
yeah, you were
woman,
saying, yeah.
you know, a man going
Yeah,
against
like-
a woman, and like I was like, this isn't the crowd. If you looked around, there's a lot of women in the crowd. Maybe you shouldn't make fun of her body weight for
Yeah.
4 of the 5 jokes. So
Yeah, roasting's tough in that way. It's almost like when you pick a thing. I had a bit of, so I went against Billy Swift, and I decided my first few jokes were going to be about his teeth,
Yeah.
and just the audience clearly like thought it was too mean, and like they weren't wanting to laugh at it. And I was like, "Fuck, I got 2 of these." Do it.
Maybe
Yeah,
is he
alright.
missing teeth?
No, he's just
Oh.
got.
I was gonna say 'cause
Billy, you
ma-
got brown teeth, dog. Billy, you got brown teeth. You know what it is, dog.
make this shit personal.
No, I'm just joking. And he doesn't even really. It's funny. He doesn't even have like that bad of teeth. It was just one of those things where I was like, this would be a silly line because I like him. Like, I don't want, I'm not trying
Billy,
to. Like,
I don't know you, Billy, but I just want to look at your teeth so bad right now. Can we
They're
superimpose?
fine, they're
I'm
fine,
gonna
they're
superimpose a
fine.
picture
They're
of his
fine.
teeth up here.
No.
you know?
But I thought like this would be a silly line that the audience would laugh at. No one really does teeth jokes, whatever.
Yeah, but it was so
And they
untrue,
clearly
man. You think
didn't.
you didn't laugh because it was untrue?
I
I mean, not that not being true, but
he
I mean,
has
you know,
a
if you
look
have
like
fucking-
it'd be true. Let me say that. He's got like a big
Right.
beard and stuff.
He
like,
looks
the
like he
audience-
works at Circle K.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The audience, it's not a crazy line to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
when I was going up against what is it, Bill?
A pedophile. Yeah.
Yeah, Pettifer. All of mine were lies. I said he was a narcotics addict. I said his parents were divorced.
He's such a nice guy. Too.
He's such a nice guy. Yes. I asked him beforehand, and then I thought, I guess I don't really listen when I talk to people because it's all about me on and off stage. And so I was convinced that he had 2 kids. So I said, hey, can I bring up your kids on stage? Like, I'm not going to roast them, but like, can I bring up that you have kids? And he goes, you can roast my non-existent children. Go ahead. And I was like, I thought. And he goes, no. And I was like, all right. And then from there on, I was like, I should probably listen a little bit more.
So I do this. So like, all right. One of my tactics, if I'm gonna roast you, we're not communicating up front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to know background info. I'm just gonna
Go
roast
on,
you and you
yeah.
roast. But I almost want to make it hard on you.
Yeah, you don't want to give any
Yeah.
ammunition either. Yeah.
But I will set smoke screens if people are insistent. You know what I mean? So they'd be like, well, tell me about you. And I'm like, well, I went to University of Miami, which I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I just like, I want them to spend time worrying about this non-existent thing about me. So,
That's funny.
yeah.
But now you just gave up your fucking illusion. So there you
Well, that's
go.
Right.
fine. Yeah.
Half of the
yeah.
shit
With the
That's all right.
88 viewers
That
we
mustache
get.
isn't real. I
Yeah,
just
I
get
don't
up and
mind.
rip off his
Yeah.
mustache. You're not who you say you are. This is a fake mustache.
I was messaging Bill and I was like, hey, do you happen to be a recovering drug addict? And he goes, no. And I go, damn. Are your parents divorced? And he goes, no. And I go, damn.
You have a fucking perfect life. Like, what's going on
Yeah,
here now?
whatever. Yeah, and you're married successfully for a few years.
Very
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
guys.
both parents at home, no drug use. What the fuck was he? Jesus? I don't understand.
I
you know?
know. What,
Jesus didn't have both
he's-
parents. Wait, can we talk about that for a second? I didn't realize God is kind of like a deadbeat, right?
Oh,
he
he
wasn't
is.
there. Jesus
At
was
all.
not there for God. Was not there for Jesus. I never
No,
thought
he
about that.
hit it and quit it.
He hit it and quit the fuck out of it. You can't find that motherfucker. He was gone, bro.
OG
he
frat
went up
guy.
to space. You motherfucker went on the space, bro. You know, and then he had another man raise his kid. You know, and no one gives Joseph the credit like that, right? No one gives
Dude, I
Joseph.
know
No,
so
no one.
little about the Bible.
You don't know
I'm
who.
fuck-
You don't
I
know about Mary and
You know
Joseph.
James King
That's like
version?
so little. That
Mary-
you're,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah. That's
You
Jesus'
literally
parents.
don't. You really know
That's
very
Jesus'
little about the
parents,
Bible.
you're saying, right?
Yeah,
Mary
yeah.
and
Remember
Joseph?
his
Yeah.
mom. So the thing is, Mary supposedly, I don't know, she got fucked by God. All right. I'm not saying she got fucked by God. I don't think the Bible says
Must
that.
have been a smoke
but
show.
yeah,
if
yeah,
she
yeah,
did,
yeah,
right? Imagine
yeah,
how hot Mary
it
was,
even-
dude.
and that's also infancy a little bit. That's his daughter, right? Your God made you, right? Well, where are we going with this, bro? I'm
I
finding
don't
all
know.
the-
If
I'm
Jeff
finding-
Dunham fucks his puppet, is that incest?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's fine. He
Like-
made
No,
it.
it's just fun.
Is it a finger puppet? I think it kind of depends. I think it all kind of depends here. You
Fist
gotta,
puppet, yeah.
Truth is in the nuance. But I'm just coming to the realization. God, okay, let's just say he had sex with his creation.
Sure.
Or, impregnated his creation.
And why
However you want to
wouldn't
put
you?
it, he impregnated
That's
his...
how they
yeah.
came with blue eyes.
Yeah, that's... Well, never mind. Sound a little bit like Hitler over there, I gotta say.
They're just the supreme
You know?
race. It's not my fault.
Yeah, you're right. You're just fucking saying what it is, saying it how it is. No, but then so he had, right? So then he got her pregnant, and then he wasn't even there for the kid really, and then he ends up killing his kid at the end.
But you know what's cool?
That's pretty.
Child support
that's
wasn't
pretty,
a thing yet.
Yeah.
You didn't have to backpack.
Yeah, God had some most child support. Jesus Christ, he had so many
Joseph
kids.
was there, right?
Yeah.
Like
but
Joseph was like a cuck.
That's like a good stand. That's like a good stand-in dad, like a good
He's
stepdad.
like a stepdad,
It was a good stepdad, you know.
Yeah.
But no one goes to church and prays to Moses or Joseph. No one says thank you, Joseph. God still gets all the glory, even though he was a deadbeat, you know.
Sure.
Is Joseph's bloodline sacred, or did he just kind of miss out? Because obviously Mary's all of a sudden became sacred. You know what I mean?
How would you feel? I don't know if I would have liked being Joseph. Like, even though like you're remembered throughout history, but you're kind of like that guy who believed that your wife randomly got pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, you know, wait a minute, how'd you get pregnant?
He's just delusional.
It's kind of a next level troll, though. He's like, oh, it's a miracle then, is it, Mary? This is a miracle baby. We should tell the whole town this is a miracle baby.
You know, you think they would be, the neighbors are like, you think they would be happy to having a miracle baby, but they don't even sleep in the same room.
It's actually an anchor baby.
It's actually what?
An anchor baby.
An anchor baby. What's an anchor baby? Like a fat baby?
Oh gosh, you guys didn't know Sundown Town, and now you don't know anchor baby.
No, anchor baby. I'm thinking fat baby that keeps you down.
No,
Anchors
no,
baby
like
mom
it
down, you know?
solidifies the relationship, so like it's harder to leave.
Oh, you mean like a child, just like when you're like trapped in a fucking relationship?
Yeah, exactly.
An
anchor baby.
Yeah.
Were Mary and Joseph not married?
I don't know. I guess they were married.
Like, were they not having sex? Why is it so crazy that, or why was she still a virgin if they were married?
Yeah, there's a lot of if you didn't. Yeah, that's so true. That's true. Why is she the Virgin Mary? You know. And you know, that's a Jesus is the milkman
she was
baby
a virgin
all the way.
at one time, so
yeah. So what's this
so
is Virgin Takeout.
Yeah.
The Virgin Takeout.
Yeah.
In my case, it's still true though, so I think I can actually say
we're
it.
all virgins.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, that's not too far fetched for comedians, though.
I'm wearing. Yeah, that's not. You know,
some of them out there.
Yeah, I'm like 2 girls away from being a virgin, so it wasn't even that far off. You know what I mean? So
how many dudes?
In that case, you know, it'd take me a month at least. Listen, you know, they want you to be a good dad, but it's like, God, where were you at? God would have been a Murray Povich dad all day, you know?
Would be literally
I don't know if he would be Murray.
He would be on his...
He would just alter the test results. No, I'm not.
It's never God's baby.
They could be a Satanist, bro. Like, you heard most like I don't know shit about like what they truly believe, but they seem like the coolest of all the churches.
Yeah, but they always
100% they are.
Yeah.
They're the most supportive
they seem cool.
Of individualism, and they're very happy people. They don't believe in the devil.
Yeah.
And they're just
get your name right. First
the
off,
only
get your
thing
name
is,
right.
I wanted to join the
though.
Satanic Church as well. I thought about it like last year, but then like a lot of weirdos also join it. Like
I can see that.
So I kind of want. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, I tried not to be around you, but that's just a me thing.
Well,
I've never tried that. There was a brief period where I was like, it might be cool, and then like the more I think about it, I'm like, no, it definitely like there's no fucking chance it would be
it's
cool.
just like, is it worth sacrificing your normal social life?
Well,
you know what I mean? And sexual
you played
life.
it, so was it cool?
Well, the thing is like I didn't like it, and so I sabotaged everyone. So like if you have a person, right, and you're like you have a bow and arrow, you have to move yourself to the front, and that's one turn. But I would just shoot my own teammates in the back, and so they were getting pissed, and I eventually stopped getting invited to the Dungeons and Dragons meeting.
Yeah, they just locked her out the door. She's like, we're not here. She's like, I see you guys playing through the window. Steve is using my dice.
That was always the most frustrating thing as a kid, right? When like kind of like a kid made up a rule that just ruined the game.
Yeah.
We're like, I have armor. You can't stab me. And you're like, what?
Like, shut the fuck
no,
up.
that's not,
And then you come up with something while
I'm
throwing
lava.
lava.
You can't, I'm freeze tag, but I'm lava. So I'm never frozen. So what?
It's that douchey. Or the kid that never wanted to be it. You're like, get the fuck out of here, man. You're never it. Like, you got to chase too, buddy. You know what I mean? We're all fucking running around here and shit.
I hated the kid who was faster than everyone else, who would just like you'd go hide and he'd just stand 10 feet from you. And then he's like, yeah, come chase me. Like, you're not going to catch it. Yeah, go tire yourself out. Is that going to happen?
Good old days.
Yeah.
Base, you know? Remember base? You had to run a base?
Yeah.
You know? You didn't run the base? You had to run a base, and that's everybody. No one can touch you on base until they say 1, 2, 3. Get off my old man's apple tree.
Wait, what was
then you're
that?
off. 1, 2, 3. So this is how we used to play. Like the base was like a wall or something.
50s.
Like they can't touch you, but
Yeah,
you can't hang out on
we
base.
all know base.
You can't be parlaying in base for like half an hour and shit, playing PlayStation, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
So the guy would say, the guy who's at 1, 2, 3, get off my grandpa's apple tree, and then bam,
That's
at 3 you
really
gotta go.
cute.
Yep, would have to go.
Yeah, I played it hardcore.
But
We didn't have a
motherfuckers
base.
just hanging out on base and shit all day. What the fuck?
No, I didn't have a base.
No. But that is hardcore. No, a baseless fucking tag. You motherfuckers just running
I was
around.
exhausted by the end.
Yeah, you're just running around all day. You can't fucking stop. You know. That's one of them. What's your favorite? What's your favorite game you used to play as a kid? would you say?
Ooh.
I used to play the shit out tag and like gun games and shit. Like, you know, my imagination was crazy. You know, now my imagination is all mostly sex orientated. But back then it was a little bit of sex, but mostly just like fucking shooting zombies.
Well, you're
and running
like
around
5
and
years old and you're like, nice.
yeah. You guys remember having a boner and not knowing what to do with it, Maddie?
I still do. I still do.
Yeah. Do you guys remember getting hard before you could
When was the last time you saw a dick in the wild?
yeah.
Like an unwanted one.
Bushy freckles?
I like. What do you describe wild? Can a phone count?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would have to say about 5 months ago.
Definitely
Yeah?
ethnic.
Yeah.
It's like a random comedian dick pic.
No. I.
That was you?
Manny's
That
like,
was
you want to do
your
the
thing?
podcast?
Oops.
I stopped dating comedians when I became a comedian.
Oh, did you date one before?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, who was it?
You know him.
Spicy.
Ooh, let me guess. Do you know
Okay.
Manny?
No,
don't say if you do.
Don't say it, you know.
I got no tea to spill.
Not that
You
one.
know?
The other one.
Oh, there's two of them.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't know. Maybe.
Ooh.
But technically, I didn't date the other one.
Okay. Well, my first
She
guess.
just played Uno with him, so that doesn't really count.
I don't know who that is.
Man,
Oh, what a guy.
you got 2 more guesses, buddy.
Yeah. No, but he hit on me.
Oh, of course.
did
Yeah.
She
you-
is not a part of.
You
That
can
is
spell
one
a drop
legend.
of pussy in 10,000 gallons of water.
That is one
right?
legend.
the
She is not a
fucking-
I was
part of.
talking to him like I was talking to the table, right? And
Just the table.
Ju-
Just
the
have a
yeah,
conversation
I don't have
with
any
you.
friends. So I was talking to everybody, and then I was like, "Okay, bye, guys." I usually do one good bye-bye, and then I walk out because it's not fucking Disneyland. It's not crowd, individual. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
And so I went to my car and came up to me, and he was like, "Hey, can I get your number?" And I said no, and he's like, "Can I get your Instagram?" And I said okay. And so then he messaged me on Instagram, and he said, "I don't know what it is about you, but like I really like you, and you make me weird." And I said,
I see you.
and then I said, "Thank you."
You know, I can't help but think what he would have texted you if you would have gave him your number. Maybe it would have been a whole different message. He had like plan A or plan B. He was like
another dick
text,
pic. A lot sooner.
Yeah, he was like text me. Okay, then you will get message B.
Yeah. And
Instagram.
he
message.
followed it up with, "Yeah, like so I'm I'll see you around. I'm really excited to see you again." And then I ghosted him.
Oh, she's better than me because when he caught me on my way to the car, I couldn't resist, and I just said, "Come on, come take
Full
it."
send.
You know?
Yeah.
It's all yours. You know, it's all
Yeah.
yours. You know.
You asked for his number.
Yeah, exactly. And then he punched me.
Damn.
on.
Okay. Was it? Let me give a serious guess to this.
Okay. Do you want to start over with your guesses, or is this your last one?
Yeah,
There's a lot of comedians.
I'm giving him extra guesses. He has.
I'm trying to think of
one
like
more.
what your type would be. You could either date like I can see you dating like a really disabled guy, like just because you're.
Disabled.
Well, I'm out the question. I'm out the question. It's not me, so don't worry about. You know.
Man, where are
not
you
me.
from? Like where do you live?
Wait, guess. Oh.
I live in St. Pete.
Okay, so it's around
No,
this
no, what's
area.
your
Okay.
exact address?
Yeah, he's around this area.
Okay. I'm gonna guess.
You looking at me like I don't
I'm
know.
gonna guess.
Still don't know who that
Oh,
is.
who's man? Ooh.
All right.
He sounds very fuckable.
I don't remember
He's a
names.
fleece fuckable.
Yeah,
I'd fuck
I
him,
think so.
yeah.
That last name.
Yeah.
What the-
Fuck.
I don't even know these motherfuckers.
I didn't mean to respond that way.
No name that. I don't know. Who now? Who?
Damn.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll keep guessing. Or I'll think.
I'll tell you afterwards.
It's someone I know for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know for sure.
You
'cause
might
we
have
talked-
fucked him
We
yourself,
talked
actually.
about you.
So came up.
White guy.
You know? He's like, wait, who did I fuck?
I only
Is it
date white guys.
Maybe
Surprising.
Manny's right. You know?
That's a surprise.
You think it,
Yeah, when you did, when he did this dark voice, you got a little excited. I see why.
I
he
was
was
like,
a
oh
little-
my god, stop.
That's so funny.
Okay,
What
I have a weird story.
Wait. Guess what comedian I fucked?
Oh,
You didn't
okay, okay.
Oh.
I told you already. I already told her. God, forget it. All right, never mind. Ruin it.
That's
But
nice.
what was the story you're gonna say? Go.
Oh, okay. So this is a very underwhelming story, but it's very peculiar. Okay, so there's a few things you need to know about me. I make my own candles. I eat a lot of pasta, and I have a weed whipper. Okay, so
Weed whipper.
whacker, whatever you want to call it.
okay,
again,
okay.
I was thinking of a whip. I was like, again,
Okay.
now
No,
you talk
that's
about
just
it.
what
Okay.
people in Michigan call it.
I get
Okay,
you.
a weed whipper.
Yeah,
Okay.
down, up in Michigan, they
So
don't whack they weed.
I
They
made
whip
this
that
candle.
shit.
Okay,
Don't look
I put it
racist.
into a pasta jar. Okay, things about you probably know about pasta jars is tiny top, big base. Okay, tiny top, big base. So when I go to light the candle, it creates a seal. So I can't light the candle very well.
Okay.
Okay. And so I decided to take the weed whacker, whatever,
Convert.
like the green like wire or whatever, light that on fire, and then dip it into the candle. Okay.
The whip part. You're
The
saying.
whip part of the whacker.
So you wanted to make a wick out of the whip.
Out of the whip to light the other whip.
I'm glad you're there with her.
To light the other whip, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And John Wick was playing on the TV.
he was behind my shoulder going, good job. So I went to light it, right? But it was something that didn't cross my mind, plastic melts. And so then I burnt my thumb. Moral of the story, don't make candles in a pasta jar.
Okay. God damn it. What am I going to do next Tuesday? Shit.
No.
Okay. Fuck this.
It
sucks.
hurt like a bitch.
All right. So.
I'm not in the repurposing pasta jars part of my life. Whatever that is, like, they just go in the trash. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. No, that was severely underwhelming, Maddie, and I'm glad that you. I'm glad that you told us that.
It hurts. Like if you burn your nail, there's
and
a lot of
and still
underneath.
I was still waiting on the edge of my seat. I was like, what's gonna happen?
There was no
Is it gonna
punchline.
explode or anything?
There was no punchline.
Then I burned my nail.
And it hurt.
That's it.
And my finger.
And ouch.
Where's the candle at now? You should have at least brought it. We could have saw
I should have. Right?
Yeah,
I need to buy a candle lighter.
I mean, like a show and tell one. You know? Oh, is that the long ones?
The long ones.
That's the one that people who smoke weed use when they're out of candles.
Out of
right?
it,
I mean, out of fucking
Yes.
out of fucking lighters. You know, you pull that shit out.
I
Tick, tick,
start
tick,
off
tick.
with that one, and if that one runs out, I would go to the other one because that way I don't burn myself if there's wind.
Oh, you on the candle right now?
No, on the marijuanas.
Oh, really? Oh, shit, you start off with that? Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
start off
You
with
are
that.
a pro. She's a, what's it called? A provocateur, bro. You know, with the fucking weed whack. Was it?
Whipper?
Weed whipper.
Weed whipper.
It's very fun.
Yeah, that
I love a
sounds
good weed whipper.
racist. Again, it's always race with her, bro. Like, man, is it only
Yeah.
a specific type of grass that you whip?
Yeah.
And then the other grass.
That's a great roast joke for Manny.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking weed whipper over here.
Yeah, that's why I look like a
He
weed
doesn't
whipper.
have one.
No, I would have plenty. No, I don't whip my weeds, man. I'm not like that. Okay?
Speaking of, you guys had a fucking hunk of a dude out here doing the lawn care. You see this?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, this dude, he had an ankle bracelet on, like on fucking house arrest.
What?
Oh, really?
What?
But hot.
Oh yeah, I didn't
yeah.
know. Yeah, it was just a little edge
Yeah.
to him. Nothing wrong with that, you know.
Yeah, that's
a
what I
little,
mean.
little bad guy, you know.
I was sitting out back, and nobody was out there yet, and so he started weed whacking, and he took the leaf blower, and he just got weeds all over me.
Oh,
Really?
yeah?
Yeah, because he didn't know I was behind the little thing, the little fence, and so I was like, oh, okay, and he's like, I'm so sorry, and I was
That's how
like,
porn starts. Like, take those dirty
Yeah.
clothes.
I know. Take
Yeah.
the
come
clothes
behind
off.
the
Yeah,
fence,
yeah, yeah.
nobody
You
will
want-
see.
You want to come inside and change up? I got something. Then this movie set becomes something different, you know? Or
My
it
house
becomes a
isn't
movie
far
set.
away, as you can tell by this bracelet on my ankle monitor.
You would be the kind of guy that would bejewel your ankle
Oh
monitor.
yeah, I'd like to wear like a fake one just to fuck with people.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be cool. Like just a strap-on one.
I
you
like
know?
fucking with people. That's kind of the older I get, the more I'm like, that's all life is, really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's like your favorite way to fuck with people?
Oh god.
Or
Dildo.
your catchphrase? Like what do you say?
Man, you know, I find myself like flicking cars off. You ever do that?
Like, with people in them, or
yeah, like
Oh.
I'll just pull up like
just like the car itself.
yeah,
Like, fuck this.
yeah, like I'll
Mercedes-Benz.
pull up next to someone at a light and I'll just be like.
And not look at him?
Usually I don't. I'm just like it's just fun to
it's
me.
not bright. It's like,
yeah,
just don't, I don't. If you look at me in the eyes, I'm gonna know it's all.
I back when COVID had first started, they like every place was putting little fake cards in the card readers because for some reason they had stopped using the card readers at some point. They're like germs will transmit through this thing. So everyone put like fake like debit cards or like little hotel card looking things in the card readers to stop people from using them.
Oh yeah.
I probably had a collection of like 250 of those. Like, yeah.
Did you start using them?
No, I would just take them so the next person to come up would be like, but they would have them disabled so it would
Right.
never work. And then go, no, and then.
Yeah, the disabled never
Yeah,
work.
but I'd see that people would start running out of shit. So you'd be at like 7-Eleven and then someone's got like a Papa John's card in there or something. You're like, yeah, you got to order more from
this
me.
was my
I've been
doing.
cleaning you out. Yeah.
That's a good advertisement thing, though.
Yeah.
Man, that is true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Look at you helping with local businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're such a
Giver.
Yeah, you're such a giver. You know.
That's me.
You know?
Yeah.
The mustache looks like you give a lot of stuff to children.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But good stuff like toys, beanie
Yeah.
babies. You know, TY beanie babies.
Flintstone flavor, Flintstone shaped roofies.
I thought those were vitamins you gave me.
Yeah, with that cowboy set I was doing, I wrote a whole "You might be a pedophile" segment, kind of like a "You might be a redneck" thing.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It That's very fun to write.
Coming from the horse's mouth, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he knows what he's talking about, you
Yeah.
know? I'll take that, you know?
I'm more familiar with a horse's butt.
You're my type of guy. I like it, you know? I find it funny that bestiality isn't illegal in certain states. It's legal, you know? Like, I heard at one point, I think it was like Kentucky, someone mentioned that bestiality is not legal. I mean, it's legal in Kentucky, but I believe it was Kentucky, but it was a place where weed wasn't illegal.
But if you take a sheep
know?
over state lines, is
Yeah. That's question number one. If you fuck, we go sheep. That's fine. Sheep is fair.
Is it
If you fuck a sheep-
progressive? Like, does that make Kentucky progressive?
No.
Like,
But
They only fuck the white sheep.
like, did they legalize bestiality? I guess is the question.
yeah,
I,
see what
I
you
don't-
did.
I think they never
That's what I mean. Like,
legalized
they may not
it.
have a law against it, but it'd be funny if they explicitly were like, "We need an amendment
Yeah.
to our state
Yeah,
constitution."
yeah. They didn't carve out a law for it, but it must have come up at one point, and they were like,
Yeah.
man, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
They just won't touch it, and it's not
Yeah.
foul. Rather only feathers, literally. You know what I mean? But that is to say, though, if you were fucking a horse, right,
Yeah.
or someone next to you was fucking a horse, or if you're multitasking, you're fucking a horse while smoking pot, a cop would come in and he would say, "Put that pot down." What the fuck are you doing? When you're done with that horse, put your hands behind your back. You know what I mean? Then he'd be like, which is just crazy. These laws are.
Ooh,
wacky.
it might be the police horse.
Yeah,
That's a police
yeah.
horse you're fucking,
Yeah, then maybe he came. Maybe he wanted to join and shit. That's why.
I heard or I read a great joke online. I have no idea whose it is, so I'll give credit to whoever. But it's a police horse joke, and I just love weird jokes. So, it's not illegal to call a police horse gay, but it is illegal to try to prove it. I love that joke. It's so good.
Depends on the state. I don't live in Florida because I would be locked up by now. I'd say I think so. So we have any topics we wanted to discuss?
Oh, sure. Actually, I want to discuss your laugh.
Oh, boy.
It's been all over Twitter
Your
lately.
laugh cracks me up. Especially, it's a dead room, right? And you do your little laugh. And it
He's
is
getting his throat ready. Let's go.
The funniest thing.
I get it.
It's like I was talking to somebody else about it, and it reminds me of Jimmy Carr. And it's very distinctive.
The
wow.
Jimmy Carr laugh.
It
That
cracks me
sounded
up.
like Winnie the Pooh just got hurt.
Their
Like,
jokes
Winnie the
don't
Pooh had,
crack me up.
constipation.
You do. Sure. Let's go to the topics.
That's cool. I'm glad it's not annoying because I
It's not
do
annoying.
have like
Well,
a weird,
speak for
it's
yourself.
It's like a
I fucking
tickle
hate
me
your
Elmo.
laugh, dude. The only thing worse than your laugh is looking at you for like longer than 28 seconds, probably. And then it gets a little easier.
and not
but
jerking off. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no.
Like, you just-
Dude,
yeah.
I can.
Been
We
hard
can
this whole time.
In that case, I will be staring for 30 minutes, baby.
All right. So, do you guys know what Sheen is?
Charlie?
Escapades.
Good guess. Do you know what Sheen is?
Yeah. You don't know what Sheen is?
Yeah.
Well, technically,
Sheen.
that is a Sheen. So he knows of a Sheen.
It's
Is that
not
the
wrong.
line of like fucking skin tight clothing Kim Kardashian came out with?
No, but I like it. Can you say
That's Skims.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
It's actually
well,
what you
just-
call when a
Yeah.
frog
I'm not
fucks.
good at guessing, folks.
We're going back to the finger puppet. When you fuck your puppets, that's called sheening. That's what that is.
What?
Right?
Is it?
No, it's not. Let's go.
Sheen.
Anyways,
Don't sheen.
so Shein is the Chinese clothing factory that was trying to get people were trying to shut them down, stop buying from them
I
because
didn't
they
know
work
that.
16 hours a day. Anyways,
Okay.
so you can buy this shirt is actually from Shein. So
Yeah, it's like Amazon. It came out like a few
banger.
years ago, like a year or two ago, and everyone was just like buying all their clothes from Shein. It's like cheap clothing, pretty good quality clothes. I didn't know about the sweatshop
let's
thing.
not get crazy. It's not.
Oh, it's not great
And
quality.
so
quality?
it's just cheap. It's just cheap.
Yeah. Well, some of it's some of it's good. Some of
Actually,
it's
the
bad.
jeans are actually pretty good.
How cheap are we talking?
I think the shirt was like $5.
It's not cheap enough. Goddammit.
That's
What's it
not.
free?
That's not. Yeah, it's not China cheap. Come
Yeah,
on.
but it's
Yes,
not.
it is.
It's
you
like,
buy your
it's
shirts. Well,
2008
not everyone gets
It's
their
Joe
shirts
Rogan.
donated from Joe
Yeah,
Rogan.
it's Joe
Excuse me.
Rogan, yeah.
Most of us pay a few bucks.
you know
It's
what?
nice that Dave Chappelle was out there. He didn't have a place to stay, so I let him crash on my Airbnb floor. You can sleep on the floor,
It's a
Dave.
little bit
don't
of that
worry.
black voice, and he
Yeah.
was sewed.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So,
So they shut it down.
no, they were trying to, but I didn't start buying from them until I realized that they work 16 hours a day. Anyways, so they also they sell vapes on there. And so it's like a Wish, Wish.
Wish.com. Yeah.
Yeah, Wish he knows. Yeah.
Not make
Now
a
we're
wish.
speaking his
You can
level.
buy women on Wish.
Can you really?
You can wish.
It's just called cheese pizza or whatever.
Jeez,
Yeah, that's a code word.
Leave
Yeah.
that children again, but
So yeah, you can buy vapes online, and actually, this woman, she bought a vape off Shein, which I don't know why you would do that, but her hair started falling out
whoa.
From the vape.
from the vape. Yeah,
Was she using it to cut her hair, or because then that's
that's a
that might be a
sharp vape.
user error. That might be a user error right there, But how do you relate one to the other? I mean, you could have ate like a bad
it's
TV
tough.
dinner that week. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's causing you
TV dinner. What
or
are,
something. I mean, well, you can't say. Look,
Well, you
you're-
would think there's other Sheen vape users.
Yeah, right. Are they going?
yeah, there are, and
They're all
people are throwing
bald.
up blood, and it's
God
like a really
damn.
serious. Yeah, it's like really serious. But at the same time, why
Whoa.
would you buy a vape off Shein?
If you want to look and feel like you're in chemo, just get a vape from fucking from
You
Shein.
probably get
Shein
free
vape.
food. That's actually a good idea.
You get free food. How do you
Yeah,
get free
so-
food?
Why? Because you're like, I have cancer.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna create an elaborate scam to make it seem like I have cancer just so I can get free food from
Have
like.
you ever seen Shameless?
No, I haven't.
Oh, have you seen Shameless?
A couple episodes here and there.
Oh my God! All right, watch all 7 seasons, 10 seasons, and come back to me, and I'll make this.
I'll be back next week.
What, are you ordering your shows from Shein and shit?
It's
Okay.
such a banger show. But the dad on there, he told his son that he has cancer, so he can get into the cancer summer camp. And he convinced the son, and he's like, "I'm gonna die in like 3 weeks." And so after the summer camp, he's like, "I have cancer," and the dad goes, "You're cured."
That's funny.
Have you seen those church videos?
Oh
Weird
yeah.
segue.
Oh,
Benny
you know
Hill.
what I'm talking about.
the-
Benny
Yeah,
Hill,
where they just
Benny
like,
Hill.
it's like a pastor
Yeah.
healing people.
I used to go
Oh,
to
yeah.
a church similar like that when I was a kid, man.
Bro. It's got to be
For
fair.
real.
I always want to be in there so bad. Like, I always want to, like,
Be the
fuck it
plant.
up. Well, like, be the one that,
Man,
I got a limp, and then he touches me, and I still got a limp.
Oh, you
know what I'm
got,
saying?
got
or
worse.
you got worse.
Yeah.
Your fucking
Like,
leg is
yeah.
missing. You're like, I don't know what the fuck you did. Make
It's
a
all
big
got to
deal.
be plans, right?
No, but
Like,
here's the
come
thing.
on.
I went to a
Oh,
church
it
like
is all
that,
planned.
right? Like
Yeah.
I went to a micro church like that, like meaning it wasn't like a mega church and shit, but it was like right, and it was the same thing. And one time, one of the preacher, it was a Spanish Pentecostal church. One time, one of the preacher was going through and he was just touching everybody and they were falling, bro. And I was like 10, right? And he didn't mean. I was like, no. I was like, I'm not, I was like, what the fuck? He was pushing. And
You're like
then
waiting
finally,
for the power
Yo,
of
yeah,
Jesus, yeah,
finally,
for this bullshit.
yo, and he was doing it long enough where like I had to succumb to it. I was like, okay, well, this is, let me
Get your hand off my head.
and fucking fall back. So then I kind of fell back, but I remember looking at my brother underneath the bench because he hated him too. I was looking at him like, what the fuck? But some of it's fake, but it's like a charades thing too,
Oh,
because
it
a lot of
is.
it is
Yeah.
like, listen, I went to church. They used to dance in the Holy Spirit. I don't know if you guys know about that. Right?
No.
So what happens is
Did you go to a black church?
No, it was was almost a black church. We were brown.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
there, literally.
Yeah, same,
almost there.
same.
So they were clapping, right? They're praising God, and then something happens where like you get like the Holy Ghost. It's like a Super Saiyan, and then you start shaking. So they just start shaking, like convulsing, and to them they say that's dancing in the Holy
Now,
Spirit.
you're saying you've
you know?
actually felt this.
No, I haven't done that. No, no.
Okay,
As a
okay,
kid,
okay.
because the way they make it sound to you is like it'll come naturally. Just wait till it happens. I was never brave enough to just initiate.
You're
that.
just
I'm
on
like,
beat, like,
I was
I
thinking,
don't
yeah,
see
yeah.
what is
It's
going
weird.
on,
And then
yeah.
that is speaking in tongues. So there'll be, you guys
So
heard
you're
that,
just
right?
speaking Spanish?
It wasn't even Spanish though. There'll be
Saying
people
little Uzi
speaking,
verses.
right? Just regular speaking English, that's baseline, right? Then they'll say like Spanish or something, and then they'll go, they'll say shit like that, man, as they're praying.
Word for word.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I wouldn't doubt it, but there's a lot of about that shit like that, you know what I mean? And then that's like, I guess, different level. Yeah, I mean, it was weird. That's like different levels of like spirituality, I guess. That's the way they made it sound, But
evangelical.
no, that was Pentecostal. It was just similar to it. It's like the same type of
okay.
shit. But it wasn't. I didn't grow up in a Catholic church. It could have been a lot worse. You know what I mean? When the priest is pushing your head down, it is not in the scenario I gave you. It's a whole different one, So I think I dodged a couple Catholic bullets there.
Did you guys ever take like a world religion class in college or anything like that?
Yeah.
I never been to college, so
Oh,
no, I haven't.
all right. Well, tune in.
Go to all 4 years.
I walked into ITT Tech one time and used their vending machine. And
Did you
it
graduate
didn't
college?
work, and I
I
left.
did, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look
No
at you.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're choosing to be a comedian. Wow, this is
Yeah,
fun.
wow.
Few moments later.
Okay, we got our autistic guest takeout here, trying to get this done here. No, keep going. Let's have at it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can really do it?
Video
He's
podcast.
committed at this point.
Do you
I
really?
don't know. Can I really do it or not?
Oh.
Can I really do it or not?
Yeah.
I don't know, Manny.
After 3 hours of editing, I finally figured it out. So you know,
Gotta peel all
Here's
the
a little-
stickers off.
Thank God I paid for this good editing software. It made it really look like he did it. You know. So tell me, Takeout, how old were you when you? Like, at what age did you know you were gonna look like a pedophile when you got older? Like, you know,
The mustache is new. I had a beard for like 10
you
years.
started off with the
yeah,
beard.
yeah. So I only grew a mustache like a year ago. So
So you
yeah.
progressed.
I don't
into
think you
a
should
pedophile.
grow
grew
a
into
beard.
it.
You grew
Yeah.
into a pedophile.
I wouldn't grow a beard.
Yeah, beard didn't look good for my face. It was weird. Like,
Yeah, that's what
you know,
I was gonna tell you.
I can grow like a thick beard, but it just like it
Yeah.
made me look like a rednecky kind of.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to look. I mean, honestly, a lot of people try to pull off the mustache. Like, people try to bring it back in like an ironic way, kind of. But you actually pull it off better than most.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
No,
Oh, yeah.
surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
okay.
sure.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm not saying it looks good. I'm just saying that. I'm saying you don't get too. Hold your
Yeah.
horses there, buddy. You know, but
it's
no,
passable.
yeah,
All right.
no. You certainly pull it off a lot better than. Not only that, it's like part of you. I mean, at least that's how I met you.
Well,
kind
that
of,
is
so.
how mustaches work.
Yeah, it's literally part of you. You're right. No, but it's kind of part of your whole. You know, like when I think of you, I think of mostly your cock, and then secondly, you put your mustache more than likely. You know, normally
I
those are two.
agree. Yeah. It's especially telling like dark, risky jokes. Like it
Yeah.
helps to look like a fucker.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you?
Yeah.
So let me ask you. Did you start off with your type of humor? And did we go into how long you've been doing stand up?
I don't think so. It's only been I've been writing jokes a few years. I've only been grinding at stand up like probably under 2 years.
Could you
Oh,
tell
okay.
me you wrote for Kill Tony? Was it or something like that?
No,
Or you
no,
did some
no.
kind of competition for Kill Tony? Or
No, what it was
I'm giving
what
him
got
way
me
more
started-
credit than he's trying to.
Yeah. You know, I'm friends with Joe Rogan
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Tony
yeah.
Hinchcliffe.
I'm just gullible. I believe
Yeah.
everything he says. So you built the first airplane, right? Is that right?
Yeah. My brother Orville. No, what it was, so back in the pandemic, I wasn't really interested in comedy, whatever, but I'd found Kill Tony right before the pandemic. And it was funny, I would just watch it just as a fan. And then when the pandemic started, I guess Tony couldn't tour anymore, so he was like, hey, I'm going to do this roast writing class online. So if you want to learn how to write roast, just take this class. And there was only like 10 people that signed up for it. So
Yeah.
I was one of them and
Which is
signed
kind
up
of sad,
for it.
right? I mean, there's no one else that has such a low level of life.
Exactly.
Where they're like,
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk shit about the class.
Sometimes-
Like, more people definitely should have. It was a great
Yeah,
class. He
yeah.
was a very attentive teacher. He was incredible, gave fantastic feedback. But I did that for like probably close to a year. And then we had a graduation ceremony. I became a roast master.
it's like a Hustlers University from like Andrew
Yeah,
Tate
exactly.
and
I got a
shit, you know?
certificate from Roast Masters University that he signed.
Did
and
you
shit.
really?
Yeah, for real.
That's so funny.
So at the end of that, I had like all these like roast jokes basically, and I'd kind of gotten good at writing like one-liners, if you will.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but where do you apply that trade? And then, after so many months, I realized, I could probably just try stand
Yeah,
up
after
with this.
after trying to apply it in your accounting life and at Pet Boys,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
let me try
Yeah.
something else. Well,
Hard to
that's
roast
interesting.
people.
But what would you say is the biggest thing you learned from that comedy class? Like something that you took away that you still kind of revert
Oh man,
back
yeah.
to?
I mean, just like the fundamentals that probably a lot of good joke writers will tell you. But the big thing, especially in roast writing, is trim the fat. So get rid of all unnecessary information. There's no need to say,
That's so interesting.
you know what I mean? Like if the joke is some type of double entendre about your mom, then it doesn't really matter if your mom has brown hair or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't tell the unnecessary information. So got a lot of that shit out, and then that kind of just leads you to being tighter, which means you have to write more material. So then just writing a lot is the other thing of just
which is
like,
interesting because
trim
you
fat,
see
write a lot.
comedians who kind of maneuver around that space, where there isn't any punchline. I hear like Mark, what's his name? Mark Maron, is it the newer? Yeah, the guy
Norman, maybe.
Yeah, Mark Norman. Yeah. He says that he has so much anxiety and shit that he just tries a one line, and he doesn't give himself any room to kind of play around because he's just so nervous that he just wants laughs, Then you see people who like Bill Burr, for example, who's up there and he's like he plays so well in that awkward, like no jokes, and he does exactly that in a lot of ways. Like he builds it up in a way, but which is a whole other skill. If you can get people interested, like sometimes you'll listen to a comedian and they won't say anything funny, but everyone's listening to the joke. Everyone's right there writing.
You don't have
it.
to be funny; you have to be entertaining.
Yeah, or interesting at least. Yeah, you have to be entertaining and interesting. Like there'll be people who's writing it down. The whole audience will be quiet for like, 3 minutes, and then when the punchline comes, it's just a war, and then you see everyone was invested. They just weren't laughing at because there wasn't any funny parts per se. So
It's weird though. I mean, I definitely write so I'm obsessed with laughs per minute.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's a
like
big thing,
for me,
yeah.
that's why I write so many one-liners, because I'm like, well, at least I know if in this minute maybe one of these jokes doesn't work. If the other 3 do, I've got my laughs per minute that I'm after. You know what I'm saying? And I keep moving on. So it kind of bakes in some type of, you know, fail rate that you can have. If I'm telling a 2-minute story that the audience isn't going with, and then I don't get a laugh at the end, I'm like, well, fuck, I could have got 8 laughs. You know
it's
what I mean?
almost
If I was
like
telling
it's like the
one-liners,
risk
yeah.
is a little larger, but the reward is in a way kind of too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
You
so-
can keep a crowd kind of rolling in that way.
And when it comes to telling stories, I've tried it. I hate telling stories on stage. I'm good at telling stories in conversational settings, but once I get on stage, I'm like, I don't even like the story anymore.
Yeah.
But what I started doing, because I had a friend who told me, he's like, yeah, you gotta trim the fat. And so then when I tell stories now, I tell them in 1 sentence at a time throughout months.
I think it was just body shaming. I don't know. You just gotta I'll cut them off. You know?
There's this one story of how I'm like banned from Belize. And so I started.
true story?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And so I started off with like, yeah, I'm banned from Belize. And he's like, you gonna finish up with any more? I'm like, trimming the fat. He's like, that is not what I meant.
It's just like dropping an interesting nugget about your life and then not explaining, you know. But yeah, she used to smuggle drugs across the border from Belize. To,
Is that factual? That's what happened? Oh. Yeah. You never
it's
know.
like Breaking
Yeah.
Mad, you know, Breaking Maddie, you know, something like that, you know. So all right, so
Fun.
can we talk about this air guitar shit? Because
Yes.
you seem like you're super excited about it, you know.
All right.
Never have I seen someone so excited about the air guitar, you know.
It is so fucking cool. I
Okay.
can't believe I didn't get into this. Okay, so
We're about to get into it.
yeah. So the world's competition just happened.
Introduce you with air guitar solo? Bam with the wow 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 bam with the wow wow air guitar news talk. Bang.
Drums.
Wow.
Triangle.
You can see it wasn't a duet. He was just there for the aesthetics. But go
Do you
ahead.
have it pulled up?
The air guitar.
He was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I thought you were pulling it up.
Uh-oh.
So
You're fired,
I have
Nick.
The website, I guess, Air Guitar World Championship.
They have they
Yeah.
have a wow
Yeah.
an official website.
What asshole has airguitar.com and wouldn't give it to him?
Yeah, yeah,
They had to put Air Guitar World Champion. Come on.
yeah.
Some guy's just holding out like $10,000 and it's yours.
Yeah. He's just like posting like his Etsy shit on it.
So it was 8/25, 2023. It was at a.
Those are numbers, Nick.
You said some, Japanese lady
Yes,
won?
a Japanese woman won it, and I forgot where it was held, in Finland or Sweden, one of the lands, right? And so she won it, and how it works, I'm trying to calm down because I'm so excited. How it works, there is 2 rounds, okay? In the first round, you have like a preset performance, okay? It's almost like the comedy thing you're bringing up. Second round, it's a random song, and you have to perform on top of that, right? And so I believe, if I do remember correctly, she's the only woman who's won it so far.
Ooh.
Wow, she
I
might be
know.
also the only woman who has participated in something like that, you know?
Not really a
Yeah, I don't
female
know.
family
Yeah,
event.
next.
Yeah, you seem very excited. You should go.
I think it's
You know?
so fun.
I see
I
you-
think it's so funny.
I see you possibly having a career in that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look pretty badass. You got tattoos and shit, you know?
Yeah,
you go out
I'm,
there and play it.
Where's the air
tatted.
guitar random song you got? Was like "Hello Darkness, my old friend." You're just like,
I think it would
Just
be
like fucking super
what is
somber.
it? Running on Sunshine. A pocket full of sunshine. I got a pocket full of
Oh,
sunshine.
yeah. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Na 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 na.
Oh.
"Oh yeah."
Oh, don't act like you heard of that song.
No,
It's
I
okay if you
got gay
haven't.
friends. I never.
I don't know if I'd call you my friend at this point. But
Ooh,
that's fine.
so spicy.
I know. Spicy. So, but what's the interesting part about that story?
What do you mean?
Wait, is it
Wait,
the fact that
it
the
wa-
Asian girl won? Because again,
All of
Maddie, that's
it.
racist.
I
I
didn't
don't
She
know
found her
that there's-
calling.
I
She
don't
said
find
she
it
was going to
surprising.
move to Europe. This is why.
Yeah.
She's telling you.
Air
Yeah.
guitaring. Like, what do you mean? What's
But this is
interesting? The
a
entire
world.
thing is
This is a
interesting.
world fucking event. Like, are there
Yes,
people
it's
traveling?
worlds.
It's like the Olympics of the air
Yes.
guitar. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not drums, like a drum section too, or a xylophone. I think that'd be really cool.
Or a harmonica one, a triangle one.
I can't believe you guys aren't jazzed up about it.
No, I mean I can get, you know.
Yeah,
All
guitars aren't in
right.
jazz, really.
We can switch the topic.
I just wanted to know
wanna
what got
compete,
you so
though. That's what you're
excited
saying.
about
You
it.
want to compete.
I think it would
Yeah.
be so funny.
Yeah.
Why not?
Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what got you?
All about the bit.
Yeah.
I like it. No, I was just trying to. Is that what about that story was like? Damn, what got you all pumped up about it?
You could be an innovator. There's a guitar comics. There's no air guitar comics, as far as I'm aware of.
It's like
Yeah.
the pumpkin
True.
smashing thing,
Yeah,
except
you just
not
say
at
a
all.
punchline.
This is
You're like
true.
widdly wah, and then you back to your normal one-liner.
Why is it
I'm
only
glad you get it. I'm
Why is
glad
it
you
only instruments? Right? Can you have like a
What are you
like-
gonna air guitar or air comedian?
Air beatbox.
Yeah, can
You
you,
just-
can you beat
pretend
your
it
wife?
off?
Can you beat your air wife? Does that? Is that
That's
Did you
cool.
get in trouble? Or are they gonna have like a
the
a
air domestic abuse championship.
Like, that might be air, but that hole in the wall is not. So I don't know. No, I was no, but that is interesting though, and I actually do want to see her play right now because I bet she killed it. And do you know what songs she?
I do not. I
She
didn't
play?
look into it.
What are
that
Japanese
much.
songs?
You got moves down. You're saying you're ready to compete currently.
I'm not. No, there's a lot
Okay.
of training that has to go into it.
Yeah, she just picked up the air
Yeah.
guitar not a few weeks ago.
She just bought a Fender.
Yeah, I've been playing the air cello my whole life like a dumbass. I knew
I
guitar was
bet
the way to
people
go.
would buy for like a Fender just sent you an empty box, like an air guitar. You know, it's like an air guitar, and you have a
From
Fender. Like, I bet people would buy it.
Yeah, someone's appraising it. They're like, I don't know what this scratch right here. Yeah, what do you mean? I just got
Yeah.
I just got the shit right out the box. You know, that's funny. Yeah, what a real world. I mean, are we not? Is that in a way abating people's or like aiding people's schizophrenia or something? I mean, because we're just acting like we live in this fantasy world. You know, we were talking about non-binary before, how like for pronouns like it doesn't exist, like you're fucking the zer and shit. Are we also? Is that kind of like what that is? Are transgender people
No,
do
'cause
if you play air
genders?
Yeah,
Is that what we're playing here?
Avatar, the last air gender. He was the last air gender. That's fucking. Yeah, that's funny, right? I mean, are they so to play air guitar? You're non-binary. Essentially, is what that means.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. You have
If
to
we're gonna loop it back around.
Well, this is a woman. She identified as a woman.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
No wonder. I get it now. She is a trailblazer, you know?
Well, that's the counter, right? They're like men and women's sports, but like, how about these broads and air guitars? You know what I mean?
Getting
What's
wild.
happening?
Taking all our fucking air
Then it
guitar
turns out
trophies.
she was born a man.
That's why she was good at it. Right?
Yeah. Who takes that? So if a transgendered person, because this came up to me, there was like this shooting stuff. Remember, like there was like
I
there's
know
been a
it,
couple
yeah.
transgender
Maddie's
people.
joke about
Yeah. There's been a couple transgender people who did mass shootings, like one or two recently or something like that. Right?
Just one.
So that one, I'm cross-eyed, so I might have. So whose team does that count? Because it's like I don't want you to be. I know the girls. Are you right? The girls taking them? You know?
Oh no,
Like,
they
it's
get their
like,
own category.
huh?
They get their own category.
Oh, get the fuck. Oh, really? That's what
yeah.
we're doing now.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are. And I love that shooting specifically
Oh, wow.
because
Even take out, it's like, oh, this is.
I love it. Yeah, it's such a fun concept too.
I wrote that joke the day after it happened, and I had to wait 2 weeks to say it. But the reason why I don't love the shooting in general is bad, but the statistics behind it risen from 0% for transgenders to 0.001%. Astonishing.
That's a pretty high percentage.
That's a very high
That's what,
percentage.
100%
Like
lead,
one
right?
out of 10,000 trans people or something. Is that?
Yeah.
the
Well,
number?
I think there's only 10,000 trans people, so it would make sense why there's only one shooting.
That's pretty good.
Pretty
That's
well
what I'm saying. The stats
Yeah.
are up there.
Yeah, at a rate, like that, But I'm just curious, like who what team are they on,
The
And so when it comes to
own
sports,
category.
do you think they should have their own categories
Yes.
in sports?
Well, what jail do they go to? I guess that's the real question.
Depends
right?
on how you're feeling and how good, how frisky you feel.
Yeah, that's
think,
what I mean.
No, because that was a big deal in California. Because California, from what I heard, they started doing it to where like you can go to the jail that you identify with. Obviously, there was quite a few men.
I want to
who
go
were
to the
like,
rich guy jail.
Yeah, obviously.
Identify as rich. Yeah.
So there was and one of the counters to that was like there's going to be a lot of rape and stuff. And there was a case where like a transgender woman got locked up in the woman's prison, in the woman's prison, and then
Impregnated a bunch of women.
exactly. She impregnated them and shit. So she
Yeah.
she impregnated them, or they impregnated them. Which is crazy. It kind of happened, But it's a sure shot way to get some pussy, I think, right? Like if you go to,
Yeah, if you're the only piece around, yeah, you'd think.
Yeah. Well, that's not true for me in the real world.
You probably know. Did like women improvise dildos in jail?
Yes.
Walk me through that, because we all know Martin, right? Martin's explained to us how you make one for men. How you make a fleshlight in
instead
jail.
of shanks and shit.
You're
they got
right. I
homemade.
should have let that question settle a little bit before I answered.
You haven't even been in jail and you know these tactics.
I watch a lot of jail videos. So
Ours
what
is
they
in
do
black.
is another exciting topic I love.
This is.
So they make it out of soap, and then they get a glove of some sorts.
It's an
and
air
then,
dildo.
And then that's how they make it.
Ooh,
So you
that's clever.
take your shank, make your soap dildo, find a glove.
Okay.
When you get soap, you can imagine the wetter you get, the more it loses life, right? It goes down, gets
No,
smaller.
What's a glove? Yeah. see what-
It's easier
guess
to
you're right.
mold.
Yeah.
It would be perfect.
That's true.
Okay.
I just use the air dildo like the rest of them. You know, that's the way to
What's
do
an
it.
air
Oh,
Like
dildo?
you
the
don't want to
Japanese
do acoustic.
What's an
Acoustic
air
sucks.
dildo?
Oh, air dildos. You know.
Wow, wow.
Air guitar.
You just go a little lower.
The fact that you thought there was actually that thing called air dildo, like you can it flies in the air, it just fucking floats up.
Oh, the
You can hop on
Japanese
it.
are crafty.
Oh, yeah.
They'll come up with anything, bro. Yeah.
The new Nissan air dildo, 2022 Nissan air dildo.
Yeah, I'm surprised. They got everything, man.
That is true, but they don't have air dildos. We have that right here, buddy. This is ours. You know, put that in your.
You heard it
back
here
pocket.
first. This is copywritten. 10
So,
years.
There's going to be a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone at home was just ripped up all his air dildo paper. So like, God damn, they said it first. Fuck, I gotta go to Plan B. Smashing watermelons. Let's go.
Is there inflatable men for women to like there's like sex
Ooh.
dolls type thing that like men would get? Does that exist in reverse?
I feel like you just fuck a very, very small man, like a very thin man.
Is
It's
that the same thing? Maybe I'm not gay then. Is that the same thing? I might
No,
not
I
actually
don't
be gay.
think there is. You just get
There
an
has to be.
actual.
Yeah.
You had me
Maybe-
thinking of wackly, flaty, inflatable armed men.
Like, it would just
There
suck.
isn't any woman of that.
Oh, it's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
put some
flaky, you know what I mean?
titties on that.
Yeah,
thing.
you put some titties on that, you'll have a lot more people stop.
But you know what?
You know?
Have we talked about VR yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh,
I've had
okay.
my time with VR,
So,
bro. That porn is rough. You gotta let go.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's hard to let go.
So I watched, not to jerk off or anything, but I watched it because I wanted the experience.
Right.
Oh yeah. A friend of mine said that he
Right.
thought.
So okay, it's actually.
I
kind
made
of
sure
funny.
everyone was not at home, so I had to experience it myself.
It's actually a funny story. So I was down in Puerto Rico, humble brag, and so my
Oh.
friend lived there, and
Wait,
so
you went to Puerto Rico and did VR.
yeah.
That's Puerto
she
Rico's a
gets some
shithole.
Some VR and PR.
Get me out of here. Look at this headset. Yeah.
Some PR,
So
VR.
it was my friend's, like my friend and her husband's VR headset, and I go, "Have you ever watched porn on that?" And her husband goes, "No," and I go, "Will you pull some up?" And he goes, "Yeah, like, what do you want to watch?" I go, "I'm not watching the porn to watch the porn. I just want to experience it." So he picked a random one, and the thing is, I'm really jumpy, right? And so
This is a horror
big black
porn.
I put it on.
Horror
it's,
porn.
It's a black screen, and then it popped up, and her tits were right here, and I went, "Oh!" And I like threw back the headset, and then I was watching it for a second. I was like, "This is fucking cool. I get it. I get
Yeah?
it." Yeah. And so then
It was from the man's perspective that you
yeah.
were watching?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
wonderful.
Yeah?
You should try the real
unlock
thing.
something in you?
Yeah. That before or
Exactly.
after the pegging? Because I think he might be right.
Actually, it was after.
Oh, wait,
It
you
was after
pegged
the
someone
pegging.
before?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
The comedian?
Ah, that would
Yeah.
be funny.
Man.
It wouldn't be
That'd be
far
rather
off.
comedic. You know? That's,
How was that?
Oh, it's so much fun.
Your idea or theirs?
So what
it gotta be
happened?
theirs.
What happened was, like they were like, "I want to do anal," and I go, "I'll do it if I can do it to you." And I thought they were joking.
Yeah.
And so then that's how it happened.
Was it an air dildo?
No.
Was it an actual strap? Okay.
Was
Yeah.
it yours?
Yeah.
You shared your dildo with his butt?
Yeah.
You really like that guy.
Was it the same
Well,
thing?
There's more to that story.
Was there a
afterwards.
notable difference after you, like the next day when you looked at the dildo, where you're like,
No.
What's more to the story? What do you say?
I'm not gonna say it on the podcast.
that sounds more like an immoral to me. You know?
Technically, no. It's more moral than you think.
Then just say it, girl. We can
No.
always edit it out. Tell us.
Yeah, we don't know
in
the guy.
secret.
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. You mean high-ranking general in the Navy, Colonel McGovern? That'd be funny if you
I
just
said,
it.
bend over.
Yeah.
You want this captain's mask?
Anthony Weiner. Looks like Anthony Weiner and shit.
Yeah.
That's funny. No, I've never done
Pegged
any
a
pegging.
woman?
Nope. Never pegged or been pegged, you know? I don't
You're
I
missing
don't
out.
know how sex works. No, but I told her this.
Was it
like,
enjoyable for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Really?
Yeah, I told her
Yeah.
just as reversing it. Like, it shouldn't be this way, you know? You should
It was really fun.
That's the way, you know?
Was he enjoying it?
No.
Or was it more of like an ends to a means for him?
Ends to a means.
Yeah.
How long did you make him go?
Ends to a means,
Until
bro.
the dildo came. We were there all night.
It was red, which is a little
It was
untraditional
wild.
for cum. Yeah, no, but I mean, listen, there was a little bit of that he was like, all right, you know, you want to go out there, you know, there's no way.
When he got done, he was like, I hated that. And I was like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's like, why'd you stop? I hate it so much. Why'd you stop? I was really hating that.
yeah. Definitely don't do it again.
No. To me, there has to be a little bit of like, you know, he was probably just waiting for you to say that, you know?
Yeah, no, that's crazy
He
for
had
him
the
to go
dildo
like,
already
all right, fine.
I
Like,
guess if that's what it takes.
all right, real talk. Like, I know
Yeah.
you want to be like, I got good ass, yeah, but like, was it even worth it for him? Like think back to
I
that
don't think
anal
so.
sex you had.
No,
I feel like it
wasn't.
never
I-
is. Yeah, it's like it's never.
So
He's like your guidance counselor right now.
No.
Take out just make you feel
Yeah.
bad. Like,
Yeah.
are you sure you don't regret it at all? I mean, what did you gain from
No,
that
just-
experience,
it
Maddie?
was so much fun.
Yeah, I get that.
It was like a power thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah, you're a rapist. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to say, you're straight up.
I'm
That's
a
some rapist activity. Yeah, you're just like, that's why men fuck other men. You're just like power. You know, not all of them, but.
But okay,
a lot
so
of
you
them.
know what's something that's actually really bad that I do? So if
When I'm fucking a guy in the ass, I'm gonna punch him in the back of the head.
but like
the physical assault before the sexual assault. You know?
so if guys did this, it's like really bad, right? But if guys don't put out, I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious? You're not gonna have sex? Like, are you serious?
Oh yeah. I've got that before.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say.
And then you're
I
like,
always-
no, I'm like not in the mood. I'm like, fucking whatever then.
Yeah.
I had to get told like, stop doing that.
Yeah, no, I've been there before too, for sure. Where like you don't want to, you know, like sometimes I've been with girls their sex drive was like way higher than mine and shit.
Well, it grows. It grows over their lifetime, and ours I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
diminishes.
It
so
totally
it's like
does.
you hit some
Oh my
weird
God.
like crossroads where
30.
you're
That's
like,
why them thornbacks,
Yeah.
that's why them older bras you get with them. I was like, they'll do everything. They'll
Oh, that's what I'm saying,
lick
yeah.
ass, lick balls,
drain you
everything.
dry.
They go crazy.
yeah,
you know?
turn you into a raisin.
Yeah. You go in there like a fucking green ripe grape. You come out drier than a bitch. You know, soaked it all out. You need 2 weeks to recover. You know.
I know. And what sucks is like I typically date people like 10 years older than me, and so I've run into that issue.
Yeah. No, I've been there before.
But you just
too.
shame them.
Yeah.
And then do they have sex with you most of the time, like
So-
based on your shame?
Not because of the shame.
Just some sad,
Oh,
shameful.
because they're all of a
sex.
sudden super into it. No, they like it after.
Because she pegs him. That's why. That's like her threat every time. It's like, all right, then bend over to goddamn. He's like,
Yeah.
no. You know, I'll give in.
No,
I'll
I have
give
a
in.
secret of how I make it work, but
Don't
it is
you?
what it is.
Doesn't it feel like you're being a little abusive with the power dynamic, by
So,
pulling
this
those
is
hard
how-
strings when you're not getting the penis you want?
Yeah,
This
pull
is
him-
how I view it, because like, you typically when women have sex, are you getting a phone call?
No.
The fuck was that takeout?
Like he was saying, in their 20s, the sex ratio isn't as high, but like we'll do it, or we can make it happen, right? And so and that happens a lot. It's like, no, I'm like not in the mood, but like you can like, you know, eventually get to that point, right?
Yeah.
And so for us, it's like, I do that for you, and you're not going to do this for me.
I try to tell her it's so much harder for us to fuck when we're not interested than it is
Yeah.
to get fucked when you're interested. When you're not interested, you know. I feel like I technically can just bend the fuck over and, you know, I get fucked in it. Yeah, I don't have to be hard or anything. I just, you know, I'll enjoy it. Yeah, maybe. You know, but, you know what I'm saying? But she vigorously disagrees with
Yeah,
me
I
with
guess
that.
that's the question. Like if the dick cooperates, I guess they do want it ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the secret of how you make it. You got to give them a blowjob before
Or
you
jiggle
make it
their
work,
nuts.
Right? That's the
Or jiggle their
secret.
That's
yeah,
just-
that's
yeah.
the sauce.
Yeah, you gotta wake 'em up
this
a
is
I
little
figured out
secret.
this thing men like when I suck on their penis, it gets hard. Yeah.
What?
Normally when I look at them, it doesn't. But that's funny. I don't know. I don't want to fucking look at your Rubik's Cube over here. You're fucking... The fact that you actually did that. Can you fucking get that out? Give me that Rubik's Cube. God damn it.
You're so...
Get shit the fuck out of here. I
Oh.
want this shit here, god damn
You
it.
didn't have to abuse
Whoa,
it.
we just turned into a transformer. Gonna beat Manny's ass.
What'd you say about trans? I'm like, no, I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant. That's funny. Do we have any other
Yeah, of course we
any
do.
other topics to get through?
Oh, okay. So,
I'm excited.
I think my antidepressant kicked in. I have a lot of energy right now. So,
Might be the cocaine.
the teenager who intentionally killed 2 people in the car accident.
Oh, yeah,
have you guys looked into it at all?
Yeah.
I thought that was
So dude, she was going for 3. She fucked up.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing that I only heard this in passing. Like literally, I think I was gonna go to the bathroom to maybe shit or something, and some bathroom related
Maybe jerk
activity.
off.
And then I heard it like playing on like somewhere. It might be my schizophrenia again. Might have been a voice I heard in my head. No, but what I heard, it was saying that it didn't look intentional at first. It looked, cause she hit a brick wall or a wall at like 100 miles an hour and shit, right? And there was 2 people, so it just looked like an accident.
Yeah.
But then they were able to pull some sort of like metadata from the vehicle, saying that like she never tried to hit the brakes, and then
At all.
through some other circumstantial evidence like text and I guess and everything, they pieced together this thing. So it said you would typically get manslaughter, right, or vehicular homicide or something like that. She got straight up double homicide.
Double
like she's going to
homicide.
jail for
15
for
years
to
to life, so she can get parole at 15 years, which I think is
I don't think I've heard this story. So you're telling me that basically what happens is a woman smashed into a wall and
Yeah.
killed 2 people?
A 17-year-old
and they
girl.
said they did
Yeah.
it deliberate. She did it. So she was trying to
The people were passengers. In
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
car.
One was her boyfriend, and then one was her friend, their mutual friend, right? And they were saying he was just collateral damage, a mutual friend. It was for the, but I wonder if she was trying to survive. Nah, because then that's just kind of shitty.
Yeah, it sounds like she's trying to kill herself.
Well, it's a
bro.
woman,
Yeah.
so she was bad at driving. So.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
sure it
How
was.
do you know?
Yeah, the person who gave her that license should go to jail. That's the one responsible. You know? But did he? Yeah, I don't know. That's just crazy. I just thought it was crazy that they found out that she was that it looks like she did it on purpose. You know?
I'm not surprised that happened because do you remember the lesbian couple that adopted a bunch of black children?
What? No, is this like
You don't?
I
I watch a lot of murder documentaries. So
I don't remember that
Was it
one episode.
Ellen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one episode of Forensic Files you saw that one time. You know?
so yeah, they adopted a bunch of black children and they were abusing them. And so
Like what kind of abuse?
didn't feed them as much because they were super hippy dippy like lesbians.
Oh, I see.
And so they would bring them to all these places. They didn't feed them a lot, and I don't remember if they were physically abusive, but they were mentally abusive. At one point, the teenager jumped out of the window and went to the neighbor's house and was like, "Please help us! They are not feeding us. I am hungry." And so then the lesbians and the children got into the car and they were driving. They were escaping CPS in Oregon.
Oh, shit.
And they were driving down to California, right? They're in California, Sugar Cliffs. And so they stopped at like a lookout point, and then they gave the kids Benadryl, and then the one mom
Well,
took
that's
a
considerate.
a
I mean,
Percocet,
right? Yeah, that's
right?
fine.
I don't know if she
Well,
waited for
she took
to
the
kick
harder
in.
shit, so but I mean that's fine.
Yeah,
No.
well, one of the moms, the other one was like straight sober, and that's the
Oh,
one who was
she's
driving,
a
and
rough
she
rider.
drove off the cliff going like 50 miles an hour. But they figured out that it was on purpose because there was no stop marks in the
Oh,
road
them
because you
bitches
could
went
see a
out.
stop mark.
Them bitches went out straight Thelma and Louise style, bro. They hold their hands and shit, hit the gas and
Yeah.
shit, you know, going down. That's crazy. But I mean, listen, they gave the kid some drugs, right? So
Well-
he was at a minimum drowsy. He'd probably taking a nap. You know, they know what was going on. Probably felt safe. You know, it's
Both
You know, ever lower.
both lesbos died there.
Oh, the lesbians and all the kids.
Oh.
The kids were up on the rocks too, so it was probably an early scene.
Were any of the kids lesbian?
I don't want to assume their sexuality,
Oh,
but I'll
that's
let
fair,
you
that's fair,
30-year-olds
that's
do that.
fair. That's very nice of you. Can't say that, you know. Very PC
What if they
of you.
got to heaven? Because like they died innocent, right?
Mm.
But then what if they got to heaven and then they were like, "I think I'm gay, God."
Yeah, I just didn't.
God
Yeah.
just be like, "All
Just-
right,
I
I guess
just-
I guess you got in. I don't know."
Well, just hang out in this room until you figure it out.
Yeah.
It's in purgatory. Purgatory is if you might be gay, you're not sure yet. That's like
Yeah.
where you go.
Why not have both?
Yeah, is
Yeah,
there
it's
like
like
effeminate kids go who die, like purgatory? Yeah.
I
Why
saw
am I
them-
here?
It's like 'cause you were raised with all girls.
You got a voice on you.
I don't even know why.
You were raised
Yeah.
in a house of all girls. That's it. That's why you're here. It's like, but I'm not gay. It's funny. Are you sure?
I watched this stand up and it was this 14-year-old and he was killing it.
Yeah?
He's actually on tour with this guy named Wyatt out in San Francisco right now. I
Uh-huh.
was really, really impressed.
Oh, wow.
And he has this joke about Coco and he's like, it's essentially Coco going to heaven, but that's saying that and the only Mexicans are in there. So is heaven segregated?
Yeah, I thought he was saying
Coco?
Mexicans don't go to heaven.
Coco, the little kids movie. Well, he's saying in
You know,
dance.
listen,
I've
you
never
are
seen Coco.
you are a D grade pedophile right now.
I've
bro.
never seen Coco.
It's
seen
honestly
Coco?
a pretty good watch.
Yeah, okay.
You put the D in pedo, like you put the D in pedo, man.
Yeah.
Right now, you know,
The
you're
F.
so
5.
you're working your way to the F there, man. That's funny. Yeah, no, it's a kids movie, and it's about like I guess like whatever, like Day of the Dead and shit like that, and then they die, and you know, but
The kids die?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's a
Well,
horrible
it's
movie.
like
That actually
the-
is bad, right? Kids dying in movies.
But no,
Come on.
because the Dia de los Muertos about
Yeah.
the celebration of death,
Yeah.
and so I don't think it's a bad way of taking that. It's introducing death to children in, I think, a nice way,
sure,
as well as nice as death can be.
Hey, if you're being
What was your
logical.
first experience with death? Do you remember?
I mean, so this
I
sounds
haven't died
really
yet, so-
insensitive.
So,
This sounds insensitive, but like people in my life have died, but I wasn't close to them, so I didn't care.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
no one.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've
That's
never
not
been to a
insensitive.
funeral.
It's not offensive.
people die
yeah.
all the time that you don't care about. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's not fucked up.
Yeah,
I
but
just,
it's like aunts and uncles.
I don't
and
have the
Yeah.
I don't have the capacity to care about everybody. You know.
to be
Yeah.
fair, my
Yeah.
dad has 12 brothers and sisters.
Like,
And
yeah,
so-
so a couple of them bitches can die, I'm sure. You
Yeah.
know, you'll be all right. You know, probably like at least 4 can die before you start caring. Really, I could say, right?
Who's
You
the
get around, like,
closest
8.
person to you that could die that you wouldn't care about?
Wouldn't?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think if my mailman died, like respectfully, I don't know you, dog.
Oh, your
Like,
mailman-
I don't-
my
but he's on
mailman-
my property every day. That's pretty close to me. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty fond of my mailman. He gives me lollipops every now and then.
I probably anybody at my work.
Anybody at my
anybody.
work.
Yeah. Can't wait. These fuckers.
Me, I'd probably go with, my daughter or maybe like a father or something like that. You know, probably. No, I don't know. That's an interesting question. Someone close enough to me where you would notice and you'd be like, "Damn, really?"
That's
But that's it. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
that's it.
oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
really?
You're like,
Damn.
oh,
you know?
what?
Yeah,
All
probably-
right, well, I'll get 10 on pump 5.
I'd probably get a coworker, or maybe Nick.
Yeah.
Maybe,
You
I
just
don't
sent an
know.
emoji.
Oh shit! Fuck, who's gonna help me out now?
Oh.
That's not true. I'd care a little bit.
Oh yeah. The average size. We call him average size Nick. We call him average size Nick because we had another Nick here that we call him Big Dick Nick.
Oh.
And he's not here obviously. But
Maddie
the lack
gave
of
him
his
that
big dick.
nickname?
That's what I'm left with.
I did, and it is true.
No, he does
Yeah.
open mics. He does open mics here for Professor J. So all the
Oh, no
comments,
shit.
and every time a comment comes up, mostly every time they call him Big Dick Nick, and he's just like, I didn't give myself that name. I was like, you're being modest.
Yes.
Of course you didn't. We gave you that name. We saw it. You know what I mean?
Dude's got a hog on him.
How did you
Who
come
do you
up
think's
with
got the
takeout?
biggest hog in comedy?
I don't know. Maddie.
Yeah, you're probably the best one. Yeah, if you had to guess who's got the biggest hog in the
You have
Tampa
more of an
comedy
educated
scene.
guess than we do. I think you have some reference.
That is a
point.
great question.
Yeah.
in our comedy scene or in famous comedians.
Oh, I was just saying our comedy scene. Yeah, I guess a famous comedian, it'd be like Godfrey and Chappelle and all the black ones. Really. Chris Rock.
How rough do you think it feels to be a black person with a small dick? Is that like extra
Ugh.
because there's I feel like if
Yeah.
we don't have a big dick, but when we I mean I have a medium sized dick, and then when I
Good for you, buddy.
yeah, then
I
when-
would have never guessed.
no, I know. Well, it's hard to see. You got to wake him up a little bit, you know. He's always night. He takes Ambien, you know. But then there's no. I'm saying because I feel like for us, it's like okay, it's not expected to have a big dick, but when you have one, you're like, it's just a bonus. For black people, it's kind of like reverse, where it's like you should have a big dick. It's like, oh man, you kind of like, you know.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, if you're, what if the thrill was like I want to be with a black man and I want to BBC, and then you get there and it's just like.
Yeah.
I just think there's a little bit more social
But
pressure.
you know
I'm
what's-
trying to be empathetic and put myself in the in other people's
What's
strife.
a
You know?
negative? Like, let's scratch out the black people. No, oh,
Okay, all right.
All right.
Speaking of racism,
Welcome back to SS Weekly.
I was gonna say just general.
Scratch
all
out the black people.
all the races in general. I hate it when guys are like, yeah, like my dick's like 7 inches, and then you like, you get to that, and it's like. It's just like 5, which is fine.
I didn't know
but it's-
7 was like bragging.
Where are they
I-
measuring from? Yeah. so-
yeah, the gooch.
Yeah, for their belly button, yeah.
It's like, well, technically, I started from the taint, so
Yeah.
That's happened, and I'm like, it's like you should have just said that because I prepared for something else, and I don't mind.
Wait, you prepared?
well, like mentally.
Oh yeah, you took the bait.
Yeah,
I guess
because
pretty
it
much is what
was,
they're saying.
like-
Everyone's just fucking talking about their big
It's
dicks that they
just
don't
I
have.
like I would say not necessarily. It's disappointing. I was like, so you're lying about that. What else are you lying about?
Yeah, for sure.
Again, is that really your mustache? It's like, it's not you. It's like, oh no, you're a black guy.
Yeah. I could see that being I mean, I don't think that men should really be
lying about their dick size.
In their height.
I mean, I don't think they should be too concerned about it. You know what I'm
They
saying?
shouldn't
Like,
be.
it really
That's
isn't
nice.
that big of a deal.
Most people want
Yeah.
average.
Yeah.
They don't
I
want
wish,
crazy.
man, listen, you guys sound like the Google articles I search whenever I feel bad about having a small dick. It's like, women believe. Now, here's the thing with me. I've never gotten that. I don't know how real it is. I know, listen, you see porn every now and then they whip out the
it's
dick,
real, Manny.
and then it's just like,
It's real.
It's
You know,
real.
it's just that shock, like, oh my god, I've certainly never gotten that.
It's real.
But I've never gotten any complaints about it at all. I got a solid, maybe like I want to say 6 around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let Maddie verify that number
I didn't,
right now.
I didn't think 6 was big. I never would have even admitted that. So you said 7. When you started saying 7, I was like, oh, then they lie about it being, and then it's bigger than that. But you said it's smaller than 7. I thought 7 was average. I thought maybe I'm not doing that bad,
no.
guys.
No, it's like you should know this.
Corey, let me get the
is it
measuring
like
tape, please.
5 inches in the United States? 5 inches?
Oh, really?
And then I think Africa is 7, if I do
Oh,
remember.
okay.
Like
So
6
there's
and
some
a
truth.
half.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. Then.
6 and a half, I
Oh,
think.
Asia has to be like 3,
it's
4 centimeters.
It's rough.
Yeah, their dicks are so small they blur it out in the porn. They don't even fucking see it. They don't even want you-
Oh, they blur it because of shame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even want
Yeah.
to show you guys.
That was
this
like
shit.
decency standards. They're like, no, we don't want to advertise this to the world.
It's
Yeah.
fucking small when he wants you guys to see it.
Ladies, come to Japan, really. Come.
all-
Yeah.
Please.
That's funny. I think it is for decency purposes, though.
But-
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, women do go.
You ask about
And-
dick dimensions before you hook up with a guy?
No.
That seems like an
No,
odd
no,
No,
but
I
someone
don't.
lays it on
No,
the
they
table.
I see what you're saying.
It's-
They lay it out.
And just follows you to your car.
Hey, but I'm 7 inches at least.
Yeah,
He's like, no,
yeah.
I'm going home.
But there's been times I know women that have seen it. And they put their pants back on. They're like, I literally can't do it. I
No.
can't. It's too big.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard that. No, you hear that mostly from the real world. If you step outside of porn.
Oh wait, you say
Most-
it's too big?
It's
you're
too
saying-
big.
Oh, I thought you were saying like they were upset that they were misled.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
no, you still hit. But
Would you
you're
be
That's
at-
kind of
okay.
fucked up, right?
Would you be as disappointed if they said they had 7 inches and then they had 12? Or would you be a
No,
little
but
more?
then she leaves in that scenario.
I
you're-
leave. I
oh,
would
you're
leave.
leaving.
She still
Oh,
has
shit.
sex with the
Oh,
guys
man.
with the small one. She's
Well, yeah,
just
because
like,
it's charity. It's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tax write-off. You know, you're accountant.
But if it was just being a little generous, like it's really like 6 foot, it's like 6 inches and a few centimeters,
For
not
what?
quite 7.
Hey, rounding up.
Yeah, maybe just
Yeah.
rounding up,
Yeah.
Unless it was that big
You
of
can't
a.
round up from 5.
Okay,
like-
no, you're right. Yeah, you skip 6 altogether. Like fuck 6, we're just gonna fucking go straight to 7. You know what I mean? It's like when you see people's ideas that's like 6'9", you're like, bitch, the fuck.
Dude, I saw this guy who was 6'11", and it was the saddest thing ever.
Why?
There was nothing there.
Oh, you were hunting. You were like, this guy's 6'11".
Well, because
I'll
like
be damned if you don't.
yeah.
have
there's a
big
reason
dick.
why I date like shorter guys now. It's because that was such a bad experience.
Easier to
that
peg.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way. I thought you were saying he had a small one. You're
He
saying
did.
like it was
He did.
Oh.
It was so small. It was so small.
The 6'11" guy had such a small dick it got you into short men.
Yes.
Am I
All
following?
right.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone. Yeah. Everyone who's
I'm glad
ever
you got
dated.
it.
Shout out to it's very altruistic of that tall man to help out the small community. To that.
Well, that and tall guys, they're just ugh.
Yeah.
Like their personality is
I
tall.
will say this though. Listen, if you put a
How tall are you?
I'm like 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, that-
You know, let me
That
let me
fits.
let me just say this. Like, if I were to put this cap here on this table, it looks a certain size. If I were to put it on that table, it's gonna look a little bit smaller. You know, there's a little bit of
Okay.
optics there. So maybe he just had more body. Maybe you missed out on a pretty big dick, but just compared to the rest
Yeah.
of him, it just seems so small. You know? No, it was absolutely
The
small.
optics were here.
Oh, yeah. Well, how come it felt small, man? He explained that.
It was.
And it tasted very small.
Oh, and he was Croatian, and so the accent, it was just all
Yeah,
wrong.
The fact that you got to see his penis is like kudos to that guy. He sounds tall, awkward,
That
and like
feels
Nordic.
like a bingo square. 6'11" Croatian
6'11".
guy.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny
like
because
a
I
sex
initially
bingo
met
thing.
him at an airport. This is kind of
Where
funny.
else are
It's
you
another
meeting 6'11"
square. Yeah, you gotta get bingo on
Croatian
this
man?
guy.
So, and then we matched later on Tinder, but
Randomly?
Like,
that's
randomly.
3 squares.
That's-
that is
We'll give you the
big
middle
shit.
square.
Yeah,
Give
if
you
all
one
that, if
more.
all the stars align like that, I'll look at anybody's
Yeah.
dick.
So
you
he's
know?
6'11". The guy, and so it was me. It was was 6'11", and then the guy in front of him, and the guy in front of him turns around and he's like, "Oh, do you play basketball?" And I go, "No, he's a window washer." Like, it's a dumb question. And then the Croatian guy just like looked at me weird, the 6'11" guy, and I was like, "What?" And then he just carried on, and we matched on Tinder. Yeah, he can get in the corners.
Gets really up there and shit. You know, it's like actually
Did you
short
bring
people.
that joke up when you met up with him later?
No.
Like, remember me? I got you.
I got you a window washer.
Yeah.
You look like a good window washer. No, I did say, "Oh yeah, I saw you at the airport.
What a
You're
hack
hard to
question.
miss."
What a hack question. You play basketball? It's like, dude,
It's
shut
just
the fuck
so
up. You
annoying.
know? That's like,
Yeah, Maddie's like, what's that dick like, bro?
yeah, fuck basketball.
How good is your basketball game? You know,
non-existent. Cause just, you know, it's like asking short people if they play like miniature golf or some shit like that. You know,
It's funny. I don't think like height
Not true.
really.
you mean golf?
yeah, like miniature golf in particular. 'Cause
Height
they're
doesn't
short.
have a ton of like for men. Like we don't really care. You know what I mean? Like if a girl's 4 inches taller, but it's not like we're like, well, you know, a push is gonna be that much wider.
No,
than, you know what I mean? Like
it's
it
not-
doesn't really.
No, it's so much funny because you know,
matter.
but you do realize like when you're younger, at least for me, I had like a lot more preferences. That I remember, dude. There was a point in my life. I look back and I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking? I was like, when I first went to high school, I wouldn't want to fuck a girl if she had a baby before. If she was like
No, I
at
get
one
it.
point pregnant and all that shit. You know, I look now, I was like, bro, you know, I don't care if you
Yeah, I get
have,
that.
you can be having a baby as we're fucking. You know what I mean? I would definitely, I'll still be in there and shit. You know, but it's like so many things that kind of change. Like now I'm so open with it. Like if I see like an older, taller, if I see a taller woman, you know, it's just a lot to climb on. Right? If I see a smaller woman, you're like, okay, we can get acrobatic with it. You know, if I see a woman with a cock, I'm like, okay, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? If I can hold on to it and shit. You
I
know?
need more women friends.
You can shake a hand with it. You can hold on to it. You can all type of shit you can do with a cock outside of fucking it. Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can fuck a cock, obviously. But there must be all type of shit because it's kind of like a handle. First off, right? Grab that thing and
Yeah.
you can kind of drag him along.
Yeah, just climb out of bed in the morning, grab onto your partner's
Hey,
morning wood.
Yeah,
and,
like grab your partner by the cock and swing him round and round. It just as long as it's not a rodeo.
How much dick tuck normally goes on here, Maddie? Is
Oh,
this,
quite a
is this
lot.
pretty standard?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I felt bad.
I feel like this is no. It was the having sex when she's giving giving birth to a baby that I was like.
Too far.
I just got the visualization, and then you didn't hear me, but I said I need more women friends.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
If you heard Rihanna was doing that, you'd be like, she's a boss bitch.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you heard something like,
Yeah, but I don't know Rihanna.
That's like a whole factory
You know
line.
Rihanna?
That's like,
No, I know, but
Oh,
she's not my
that's what I'm
friend.
saying. Oh,
that's like a whole factory line, you know. Like
I know
you
that
start
there's-
off as just a pen cap. At the end, you're a whole pen in a box, and that's like pen in a box looking back at the pen cap. Like this is how it was made, you know. That's gonna come out into me.
But you know that there's like a section in porn specifically for pregnant women.
No, tell me more about this, Maddie. I've never heard of this.
Why am I teaching you
No,
guys so many
I
things
definitely
today?
heard of that and possibly looked at it a few times. You know?
it's an instant turn off for me.
Yeah, no, it is a super turn
It's
off.
a switch, like
Yeah.
for me, that I'm like, no, I can't even.
Yeah, I can't.
I
It's
can't
like-
even fake my way
No,
through.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
certain things. There's like it has nothing to do with. Yeah, he wants to see the kid getting fucked out of the stomach.
Yeah, that's
you know
what
what
I'm saying, yeah. Get this woman out of
in
the
the
way.
baby still. Get that woman out of the fucking picture. I don't want to see this shit. You know, no, that's funny. But the oh fuck, I was about to say no. There's certain things like what turns me is like stuff that normally doesn't have to do with sex. Like once you start bringing that shit in, I'm like, bro, like food, I feel the same. Pregnancy, any kind of like shit or piss.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
Anything
keep that
sticky.
away. Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Well, fluids can be kind of sticky.
No, I mean like
Super
natural
glue.
is fine, but if you bring in or getting spit on,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Well, I
not-
know.
that's a
Yeah.
big thing nowadays. Like, because
Yeah.
it started off with choking, and now it's normal to spit on people. And I'm like, I literally throw hands when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
spit
But
on her
it
last
wasn't
week.
even in like
We
a. It,
weren't even
it was
having
like
sex,
somebody I was seeing, and it was like in a swimming pool, and that's something he liked.
That's
And so it was like it wasn't even a sexual thing. He
It was
just
at
did
an
it, and I
AMC
was like,
movie
you
theater,
need to
too.
literally
I
fucking
just
stop.
Spit on me.
It's not like the most considerate place for someone to spit on you.
Yeah,
At least you're in a bunch of water. And you just dump
Yeah,
your head
I
or
guess.
easily
whatever.
wash off.
Chlorine is better than just regular water to wash that off.
There's a guy that peed in the water next to you that just got off scot free.
That's okay.
Yeah, she doesn't mind pissing.
Yeah,
on her.
this is fine. No, I'm just gonna be like
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
At least he's keeping
No,
it warm.
I once was with a girl and she said that she was like, I like being spit on, and I was like, you're gonna have to tell me exactly when to do that because I can't time a spit.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know when it's appropriate
Yeah.
for me. Like, and she brought it up a couple times. She's like, you haven't done it, and I'm like, I'm serious that you need to tell me when you want this.
Yeah, you're
to happen.
ruining the whole fun of
That's what I'm
it.
saying. It kind of became a thing where she was like, "Well, I don't want to have to," and I'm like, "I don't want to spit on you. Why am I the weird one here?"
Yeah. It's like, now spit. No. God damn it, you're late again.
Yeah.
No, not that's too much in the
I
asshole.
was doing cardio. I need
Get it
water.
over a little bit. No, I mean spitting. I don't spit, but I've been spit on. I don't mind. Like I had girls spit on my pee while they, you know.
Oh, that's
That's a little
fine.
different.
That's
excuse
that's
me.
different.
Okay,
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
I didn't
No,
know
we're
there was
I was
so-
talking like face or something. Yeah,
I didn't know there was so
much gray
area
Mouth.
here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? No spit in my mouth?
There's
No.
just-
That's what she was asked for, and I was like, this
Yeah.
never registers as normal to me.
Yeah, first off, I don't think I have the aim or the fucking dexterity to really get that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know? It doesn't. Oh yeah, we should probably wrap
Well,
up.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I do gotta go. I have someone I might get laid tonight, so I don't know.
Ayo!
Unless you're willing to take it out, unless you're willing to take me out, take out.
Yeah.
Take
that would be
space
so
on me
cute.
out.
Off a little.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, just a little bit. You know, we won't really get too into it, but he'll. You know,
Yeah.
It's a
leave it.
first date.
It's one of those things
Yeah.
you go home and finish it off yourself.
Tease you a little. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. When was the last time you got blue balls?
Oh, last time I got blue balls. We're not counting when you walked in, or no?
Dude, it happened to me like, I don't know,
I've never gotten
It's
blue
a
balls.
months
thing?
ago, whatever, dude. It's so painful that it's ridiculous. Like, I don't think
I've
I had
never
ever had
gotten
it in my
blue-
life. I don't
oh,
think you ever
I'm
had.
still
You would
at
know
risk
if you
of.
had.
I'm still at risk of blue balls.
You've had it?
I've definitely had it. Yeah.
Isn't it
Oh, shit.
insanely
Yeah.
painful?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like you ache for
It,
like
travels,
hours.
like up to your like fucking guts. It's just
Everything is uncomfortable. Dude, it was so unpleasant that I was like, I can't do this again.
That's
like,
so funny because I've never gotten blue balls, you know, and I
Me
used to
neither.
hear people talking about. I'm like, yeah, I know that sucks.
I kind
right?
of always thought the same thing. Like, I was like, oh, I must have had it. And It's just
Yeah.
not a big deal. It's a big, bro. It's fucking wild.
And
Yeah.
so this was when you were
Yeah.
at Chuck E. Cheese the other day. Was that when you were
Yeah.
like, man, you know. So,
So,
but
I
explain,
guess-
can I ask what happened? Like,
Yeah.
I was just making out with a chick for like an hour,
Oh.
and then I was like, I gotta go. You know, whatever happened. You know, I was like, we really should do something. She was like, you should leave, and I was like, you know, this.
Ew.
you should learn how to spit and come
I'm
back.
trying to make
You
it comedic.
did the,
yeah.
come on, are you serious?
Yeah.
You just made out with
What
an
the
hour.
fuck?
She was like 7 inches my ass. And dip, you know.
No, it was one of those where, like, you know, she had a roommate or whatever. They had people over at the house. We were in the car fooling around. I was like, all right. Just,
And you were confidently
whatever,
going into
yeah,
blue ball
we'll
territory.
do it tomorrow.
Was
Yeah.
this within the past like 5 years or was it before then?
yeah,
5
yeah,
minutes.
Yeah.
With the past 5 years? No shit.
yeah.
In a car?
Well, you surprised he got laid in the last 5 years?
Yeah,
Like,
don't own a
Yes.
yeah, post pandemic, I've heard you haven't been getting anything. You know?
You kissed a woman in a car? Yeah, that's the part.
Well,
that
you
was
were
hard.
you were trying to get, I don't know, like hot and heavy in a car. I feel like that's a
No, we
teenage
weren't
thing.
getting hot. It was one of these things, like,
No,
we
but
just had
you-
a date, and then we started
Oh.
making out in the
Oh,
car.
oh,
And it
okay.
probably should have escalated, but she had people at her house.
Yeah.
And it was early enough
But they
that
weren't
I-
in the car.
Yeah,
Could
car
have,
sex is
yeah,
car
could have.
sex is-
Yeah, in theory.
Not car sex at this age.
I don't
I
think
don't
we had
know
hooked
if I'm
up
in a
yet, and
car.
it was like, you know, I want to light some candles.
Yeah,
you know what I
first
mean?
time
Yeah.
in like in the back of like
My house
90 fucking
smells.
Ford
Yeah.
Chevy and shit. You know what I mean?
All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but anyways, just a PSA out there, ladies.
No, that's so true. Because
don't
I've always
send them home like that.
I've always
Yeah.
avoided it, and I know you walked into that. You walked into blue bowl. I feel for you. You walked into blue bowl territory, kissing because you know you've built a garden. You're like, I'm not gonna get blue balls. This is myth.
course.
And then at this age, you
Wouldn't
just
expect
fucking
it.
snuggle.
Yeah.
It's like fucking.
You kind
I
of
have a
set
question.
yourself up for that.
It's like getting the shingles or
so,
something. You know, I
put
didn't know
your
I could
hand
still
up
get
again.
it. I didn't know I could still get it.
What?
Show Manny your hand. Is there something interesting about her hand shape? Am
Let me
I
see.
crazy?
Oh, she's a fucking freak, bro. She
I'm
has
not
fucking,
at all. I'm not at all.
Dude, she has webbed feet and
Can I
webbed
see your
hands.
hand?
Dude, yeah, she has. There's not a glove. She has.
Show the.
Oh, they saw.
I know I have Tim Burton hands.
It's
Zoom
it's
in.
this part. It's
it's flat.
It's completely flat. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could.
And
You'd be
there's-
excellent at karate chopping.
So growing up, my brother would take my hand and he's like, knife hand, and I go like that. He's like, chopping vegetables, chopping.
It worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
I think her dad
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what type of diet he was on
Well,
when he
I
fucked
have
her
a
mom,
lack
but
of
his
wrists,
cum was all
too.
fucked
a
up.
lack of wrist.
Yeah, do you see how it's a lack of wrist? It's a lack of wrist.
It's called
Yours
a
so
wrist.
like the in betwixt part of your hand to wrist.
Okay.
Mine is very very tiny. So when I
Ew.
did gymnastics, it was really hard on my wrists.
Uh-huh.
Lack
You would
of
be a
wrist.
horrible man because
Okay.
you right-handed, you'd be masturbating, your wrist would be done. You'd be in a cast, probably. You know. But anyway, but she has webbed feet and
Yeah, I
webbed
have to wear a
fingers.
brace.
Webbed
you know?
feet?
Yeah, she has
I
webbed feet,
do,
webbed
yeah.
fingers.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
interrupted you. You were gonna ask
Oh.
a question. I apologize.
I forgot.
God,
All right.
damn it, shut the fuck
Weird
up.
AF.
Yeah,
Actually, no.
so-
Okay. So to lead up to blue balls, right?
Yeah.
How? So like,
She's
did you
enamored by
jerk
these
off
blue
in the
balls.
morning?
in the morning.
No. Wait, what do you mean, like that day before?
Like before the date.
No.
Before. Oh,
No, you
Are you
didn't?
sure? Could you mind?
So when was the time? When was the last time you jerked off to lead up to that?
I don't even remember. I'm not a big masturbation
You don't have a
guy.
journal?
Are you really?
Yeah, not
Oh.
really. Yeah.
That's
I get a
crazy.
lot of pussy, fellas.
I gotta say that
You know
mustache.
what
That's
I'm
so contrary. That mustache. That's quite the
Yeah.
contrary. I'm gonna say. You know.
Do
Do you jerk
it's
other
nothing
people
crazy.
off? Do you jerk other people off more than you jerk yourself off? Would you say, like on average?
Obviously.
Like at a rate, you know?
I don't think I'd be good at it, man. No, because
No,
I'm
you
pretty.
have wrists.
I'm pretty picky with my own. You know what I'm saying? Like I switch the pace up and shit. It's not like.
You're not consistent.
Yeah.
So people might like that, you know, just edge play. Might like you to slow it down a little bit before you hit the gas
Yeah, I think I'm
again.
a bit of an edge. How long does it take for you to masturbate when you do?
Oh, I mean, depends on how much drugs I've done. You know, I'd say.
Well, how many tabs are you pulling up?
I mean, again, it depends on how much drugs I've done. If we're on the upper or focus, I might have like 4 incognito tabs up, one torrent going, and then one maybe just on my laptop just for audio.
Is it the same way
No.
for ladies? You open up a bunch of different tabs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
No.
skip to the good part.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I'm saying.
I-
But then before you know it, 45 minutes has gone by. And I'm
You
like,
do
what
go
the fuck are we-
incognito mode, though,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No.
he's a
We've asked
monster,
people
yeah.
who don't go. I know, it's just savage, right? No,
Yeah.
she doesn't go incognito. She's a savage. She's just a fucking savage. She just goes straight up. Same browser that she fucking checks
Don't go on
what the
my
water
phone.
bill is. She
Yeah,
fucking
fair point.
checks
Okay.
her electric bill, and then she just watches fucking porn. You know what I mean? On the same fucking browser. You know? It's a tough
You
life.
keep a
over there.
tab open? You keep a porn tab open?
Just in case.
Come on.
Just in case you're in a pickle.
Well, that way it's
you know?
like quick.
It's tab 4 always.
Get right
so.
to it. What's the bookmark?
Like what porn site?
Yeah.
It's X videos.
Oh, okay, girl. We got
That's
we
a
got more
lame
going.
porn site.
Hey, man,
There's a
listen.
certain-
Hey, listen.
It's not for what I look up.
I want to give you a pound for the X videos, okay? Because that's also kind of my go-to. Like my algorithm, if I type in any search, like porn search, like fucking ass eating lesbians or something, the first thing is gonna come up is X videos, you know, and then. Yeah, X videos and then X hamster, which I find funny.
But
That's
they're
a great
low
name.
quality. They're not great.
No, that's your
So
shitty
the
phone.
thing
They're not
about-
full videos.
Oh,
Depends on what you're looking up.
I'm sorry, you're paying for memberships. The fucking
No,
accountant
no,
here
I'm
and shit.
just
He has like a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you know. No, what do you mean full? All
Spank
the
bang. That's where
Spank
you
Bang.
wanna
Oh, that's
be.
a good one too. Yeah, I've been there. Actually, a
Like
lot of the
spank
full.
bank, like
Spank
you
bang.
saving it for later. Spank
No.
ban.
Bang with a G.
Bang.
Yeah. Stop acting like
Spank
you've
bang.
never
Yeah.
been.
Oh,
on
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah, fucking, you
I've
live in
never
a-
heard
Porn
of-
tab
I've-
open.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
Yeah, but it's for X videos. I don't have spank bang on.
Yeah, you got to
I've
venture
never.
a little bit.
I guess I'll have to look it up later.
No, I'm sure we all venture to a bunch. You know,
Favorite porn star?
I don't have one.
Bullshit. All right.
I-
Podcast over.
I don't know,
Maddie's a
Rob.
perfect
Who's
pooper.
your favorite? Ooh, favorite. I got favorites in categories, bro. So we
Like
talking
Johnny
Asian?
Sins. Oh
He's not bad, you know. He gets it in pretty good. You know?
Now I'm trying to think, actually. Maybe Peyton Presley. What's up, Peyton?
You got his number. He will take you out.
Yeah.
Take out. All right, so I think we do got to get going because I'm gonna not get laid, which is gonna be as much
that would
very
suck.
very similar as the rest
Tell
of my
me you're
nights.
not looking up who this is at the moment.
All right, guys.
she
good
did-
As soon as I said
talk.
it, she's like, porn
Yeah,
tab.
she didn't have an incognito tab up, so she might have been. You know.
All right, guys. This was You Can't Say That. Good talk.
Good fucking talk, man. All right.